Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about 6 credit unions that are better than Navy Federal. Now, with this video, I wanted to make a compilation of all the credit unions that we talked about this year. And this is a in-depth guide of each credit union. And I implore you to use the timestamps in the description. Okay, it's going to show you each credit union and you get a full review of each. Anyone can join all of these credit unions with the exception of one because it changed at the third quarter of this year. It wasn't like that before, but that's the way it is now. So let's talk about the ones that we're going to be looking at. All right, here are the 6 credit unions. Number 1 is going to be PenFed. Number 2, Digital Federal Credit Union. Number 3, NIH Credit Union. Number 4, Affinity. Number 5, FairWinds. And number 6, Apple Federal Credit Union. So with each of these credit unions, just so that I'm thinking about the future and what can happen later on, if for whatever reason you can't join any of these, like the same thing that happened with Apple Federal, then go to the next video. You know, I implore you to please use the timestamps and also know that these things will change because sometimes they just do. Things change all the time. And of course, these videos are not living, breathing things. The information I record now is the information that was valid at the time of the recording. So in that video, I talk about it. So all the other ones are options to you. If you can't join that one, hey, there's plenty of other options on here with plenty high limit credit cards, good options for people who are looking to rebuild their credit. And yeah, I wanted to just make sure that we knew that there were multiple options other than Navy Federal so that we can join these credit unions today. Because if I could, I suggest just joining all of them. And if you're in a situation where you're rebuilding or you want to be able to have the best APR, the best offers, at least you'd have the ability to choose which one you want to join, or again, join multiple, and you can pick the best offer for each product that will serve you. So with that being said, please use the timestamps below. These are full in-depth reviews, and enjoy. Thank you for watching, and you have a wonderful day. If you want to join one of the best credit unions in America, then this is going to be a great video for you. Today, we're going to be talking about Pentagon Federal Credit Union. This is the second largest credit union in the United States, and this is going to be PenFed Credit Union, everything you need to know. So this was a video that was requested in the comments. After doing several videos about Navy Federal, I thought it'd only be right to do one about PenFed as well. Now they have over 35 billion in assets. I think 24 million actual clientele. It is a very large institution that really does not get spoken about as much as someone like Navy Federal, but it would be the next biggest credit union up. So first, how to become a member. So PenFed, it's open to everyone. Anyone can become a member, including you. You don't have to have any military affiliation. In the past, though, PenFed, they would do a hard pull from Equifax when you apply for a membership. Now with PenFed, the only thing that you need to do is open up a savings account with them and deposit $5. So that is the only thing that you need. You do need to also have your personal information. Just make sure that it's all up to date. Driver's license is correct. Everything matches, just so that there's no discrepancy there and they can't verify your identity. PenFed has 2 checking accounts. There's the free one, which in this case, I recommend. It's no monthly fees, no minimum balance. It is only $25 that you need to actually open the account. But other than that, it's no monthly maintenance fees, and you never have to worry about maintaining a certain balance. The other account is Access America. So this is for those with the higher balance. And if you want to actually get a couple of benefits for leaving your money with PenFed, you can earn up to 4 times the national average on your funds when you do the direct deposit, and you can easily waive the $10 monthly maintenance fee with your balance. We're going to go on to the website and take a look at some more details about both of these accounts. Now, here are the details about the free account. Again, it's no monthly maintenance fees. You don't have to pay access to, to pay an access fee to get your own money, which most of us would hate. You can open this up at $25. You get fee-free ATM network, so you can enjoy over 85,000 fee-free ATMs nationwide, access all point and co-op ATMs located in many known retailers. Now, if you are out of the network, there is a fee that you have to pay. Unlike Navy Federal, PenFed does not reimburse you for these fees. So you definitely do want to make sure that you're using one of their fee-free ATMs or one of the ones that are in their partner network. 24/7 digital banking. Check your balance, view your transactions online. You can also get paid early. So if you set up direct deposit, you can get your paycheck up to 2 days early. And that's one of also the benefits that you won't see with some of the other credit unions. So one additional advantage that you get when you have the checking account is the PenFed Honors Advantage. So you earn additional cash back when you have their PenFed Power Cash Rewards Visa Signature Card. So highly recommend that you get the checking account as well as the savings that's required. Now let's talk about the savings accounts. There's going to be a few different types, but I want to talk about all the advantages and disadvantages of each of the savings accounts that PenFed offers. So the three that we're going to talk about is the regular savings, the money market certificates, and then we're going to talk about the premium online savings, and then I will give you my critique on each. Let's start with the regular savings first. So for the regular savings, you can earn 0.05% APY. Not the highest. It's pretty standard for what you would get with most banks or other credit unions. It's easy to transfer funds. And you do need to have this account at the very least to establish your membership with PenFed. So at the very least, it is a requirement. Also has the nationwide access to the 85,000 ATMs. And of course, you can earn a little bit of interest, 0.05% right now. Again, that's pretty standard to what we get with all other institutions, but this is something that is required to become a member. So it's the bare minimum that you would need if you want to actually open this account. So next, we're going to talk about the money market certificates. This is not exactly the best product that I would say that you can get with PenFed. You get 4% APY for 2 years. It does lock you into that. And while the 4% is okay, it's decent. There are high yield savings accounts that you can get right now that can go, as high as almost 6% in combination with some other products and tools. So you're not really going to get the highest amount, and you are locked in for 2 years. With some of the high yield savings that they have, you're not locked into anything. You can withdraw, take money out as much as you want to. And with this one, $1,000 is the minimum amount that to actually open it, and you will be imposed for early withdrawals. So if you do withdraw, it'll reduce the actual earnings that you had been getting with this particular certificate. So, I mean, unless you just really want to keep all the money in one place and you don't mind it being locked in for a certain amount of time, and these are all the different terms: 6 months, 1 year, 15 months, 18 months, 2 years. And as you can see, after 2 years, the APY starts to actually go down, and then your money will be locked in at that rate. So again, there are some other tools that are better than this, but it is an option. Now, this one is my favorite as far as savings accounts that are offered with PenFed. You can earn 3% APY with premium online savings. And while the 3%, yes, isn't the same as the high yield savings, this pretty much beats out Navy Federal. So just for leaving your money and sitting it in there, definitely would recommend it. It's 6 times the national average. And on this one, there is no monthly maintenance fee. So there really is no reason for you to get the standard one. Why would you earn 0.05% when you can earn 3% with this account, and you can move your money around as much as you want to? Unlike the certificate, there's no penalty. So overall, I would highly recommend having this savings. As you can see with Navy Federal here, it's 0.25%. Here's USAA, Bank of America, and Wells Fargo. So again, PenFed, 6 times the national average that you're going to get with everyone else. And they even have this calculator here where if you were to deposit $25,000 for 3 years, they're going to show you that you would earn $2,351 just by leaving your money with them. In Navy Federal, it will only be 188. That is a very huge, significant difference. I mean, you're going to make thousands just for leaving your money in a regular savings account. This is probably one of the biggest advantages I would say that you can get with PenFed, and then we're going to get into some even bigger advantages after this. Now, let's talk about the PenFed credit cards. So you can pre-qualify for all PenFed credit cards with no impact to your credit score. But you do want to note that pre-qualifying does not mean that you're approved. So you can still be declined. You just want to bear that in mind. There are 4 credit cards in total. 3 out of the 4 have no annual fee. And for the Pathfinder, which is kind of, I would say, PenFed's take on the flagship credit card, the annual fee can be waived. So really, if you look at it from that perspective, none of their cards have annual fees. They have great balance transfer offers. It's competitive rates. This is a hard pull from Equifax. And on PenFed's website, it states they require good to excellent credit for approval, but there have been many documented approvals from individuals with lower scores in the 500s and 600s, including those that have had bankruptcy. And I would say if you do have a bankruptcy, I would wait at least 6 months to a year before applying for any of their products, just to make sure that you can build a relationship before you try to go for anything with that type of derogatory mark on your credit. Now, we're going to take a look at each one of these credit cards and go over some of the benefits. First card we're going to start with is going to be the Platinum Rewards card. So you earn points on everyday purchases. You can get 5x on fuel and EV charging, 3x at supermarkets and restaurants. Now, keep in mind, this is 3x points, and the breakdown of the points is not the same as a percentage. So you're not going to be able to redeem them for, like, let's say X amount of points equals X amount of dollars. It does change. But this is the best card for your everyday spending. You can also get bonus points when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. You can get 15,000. You get 5x on gas purchases paid at pumps and at EV charging stations. I don't know of any other card that you could get with a credit union that has cash back on EV, so that's pretty cool. 3x points at supermarkets, including most Targets and Walmart locations, and then 1x on everything else. So definitely one that you can use for just about everything. There are no rotating categories. There's no caps on spend, which definitely is one of the best things. Some of the other notable banks do have caps. So you can spend as much as you need to and earn as much as you would like. There's also cell phone protection, no foreign transaction fees. There's some exclusive offers and details that you can check out. Travel, accident coverage, and complimentary concierge service. This is all included with this card. And they even give you a breakdown at how much you can get for spending 5x points. If it was $500 per month, it's going to show you how many points that you could get and then what it can get you. So definitely check that out. If any of those things seem like something that you're doing on the regular, this may be the card for you. The next card that we're looking at is the Power Cash Rewards, cash back on everyday purchases. Now, this is unlimited rewards as well, with no caps and no categories to track. I always like that. I don't like to have to keep track of categories. If as simple as possible is the best way that I like it. Now, this one is not points. It is 2% cash back on all purchases. 2% has become pretty much the standard for a lot of rewards cards. So it's nice to see that you can get that. 2% on all purchases for Honors Advantage members. So basically, as long as you have the checking account, you're going to get 2%. So for all intents and purposes, let's just say it's 2%. And that was what we were looking at earlier. But it's 1.5% if you are not an Honors Advantage member, but of course you would be. There's a bonus offer of $100 as a statement credit when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days. And the other benefit of this card, it is 0% APR for 12 months. And that is amazing. I mean, that is really good, especially for a personal credit card. And the same thing, no expiration date though. That is something to actually note. And no rotating categories. You receive the same perks as the previous card. And you can also see here cash back if you were to spend, $3,000 a month. That's $60 or $720. You could get back a year for your regular spend. Definitely a great card. The next card we're looking at is the Pathfinder Rewards. So with this card, this will be their equivalent of the Navy Federal flagship. You receive 4x points on travel and 1.5x on everything else, plus 50K points if you spend $3,000 in the first 90 days. The annual fee is $95, but the annual fee can be waived as long as you are a PenFed Honors Advantage member. And let's just take a look at that really quick. So then right there, enjoy your perks for Honors Advantage member, 4x points on all travel with no annual fee for this card. And again, how to qualify to be eligible to participate and become a PenFed Honors Advantage member. All you have to do is maintain a qualified checking account. It's that easy with the Access America or the free checking. So pretty much as long as you open an account, you're able to get these additional services. As long as you're actually opening that and using it. And of course you have to have the savings. So pretty much they make it to where you really have to have a checking and a savings account with them, savings to become a member, and then to receive these additional benefits on the credit cards, you need to have the checking. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Now for this card, 4x on points, 1.5 on all other purchases, and this is 4x on travel categories, 1.5 on all other, the 50K bonus offer, and you get a $200 statement credit, max 100 for purchases of global entry or TSA pre-check up to $100. And that's pretty standard with most travel cards that I'm seeing now. Being able to redeem this for TSA pre-check, global entry, things like clear, seems to be a running theme. No rotating categories, no caps. Now the points for this one, they expire after 5 years. That is something to keep in mind. Now you do get bypass airport lines. And that's, of course, when you do the TSA pre-check, you have to do that every 4 years. You receive an airline credit. You get the priority pass for the lounges, no foreign transaction fees. There's the auto rental and collision damage waiver. Definitely want that. The trip delay reimbursement. And then same thing, the complimentary concierge service and access to luxury hotel and collection. So this card really is geared towards everything travel. If you are traveling and you become a member of PenFed, this is definitely the card that I would recommend for you. The last card we're looking at is going to be the PenFed Gold. No annual fee, 0% introductory on balance transfers for up to 15 months. And there is a 3% fee, which applies to each transaction. That's pretty standard with every other institution. You will have a fee for the balance transfer. And then you also have your cell phone protection, which is included with all the other ones as well. And the other perks, pretty much all the same. Now, I want to talk about some of the features on the PenFed credit cards, which I think make them phenomenal. So PenFed credit cards can be used like a personal line of credit. This is something that you won't get with a lot of not just credit unions, but banks. So for example, if you have $10,000 or more on your credit line with PenFed, you can pull 100% of that credit limit. Most credit cards only give you 20%. Some even 20% to 50. So to be able to pull out 100% is a very unique feature. Now, what makes this even greater, they don't charge cash advance fees. There are no cash advance fees for you taking this money out. Now, note, you will be subjected to your APR rate, and taking 100% of your limit can affect your utilization negatively. If you have that taken out from your credit card and it reports, it will drop your score dramatically. So you always want to keep that in mind. But I mean, nonetheless, this is a great feature that you won't see on really any other credit union. Let's talk about the credit limits on the PenFed cards. So the max limit that you could have is $50,000. You can have $25,000 per card. So basically, if you have two PenFed cards, the most that you can get is $25,000 each for a total of $50,000 that you can get from PenFed. You should wait 6 months before requesting a credit line increase. There is a hard inquiry from Equifax. Typically when you request a credit limit increase. However, one of the good things is that you can ask them to double your limit. That's not something that's abnormal with this particular credit union. So you can ask them for, if you have a $12,500 limit, you could ask them for double that and you can have $25,000, really getting you to that point a lot faster. The only thing that I would recommend is if you are doing this, you do want to have other credit limits from other banks with very, very high limits. Usually they will give you what they see you can handle. This is going to be the same for auto loans, personal loans. What it looks like you can handle is what they will give you. So just bear that in mind when you're doing these limit increases and you're also applying for any other product. All right, the last thing that we're going to discuss are the loans with PenFed. There are auto loans, personal loans, mortgage loans, HELOC loans, etc. There's a lot, but for today, let's just mainly focus on auto loans and personal. So I did a video on PenFed a few months ago, and I talked about trying to get an auto loan for a vehicle if you have bad credit. One of the places that I recommended was PenFed because they have some of the lowest rates. 4.74% APR is the current rate that you will get today. The other great thing is you can actually finance up to 125% of the vehicle. So if you had, for example, like a refinance or some negative equity on the back end, this can potentially cover that for up to 125%. Now, the loan amounts can go up to $150,000. The pre-approval only takes a few minutes and it does not affect your credit score to see if you're approved. I think that when it comes to auto loans for PenFed, I believe this is the best place that you, not just bank, not just credit union, this is the best place that you could go for an auto loan. If I had to recommend a place, definitely this would be it. And if you take a look at the different terms, for 36 months, you're looking at 4.74%. For 84 months, which would just be on the opposite end of the spectrum, 6.79%. And that's on new cars, which would be 2023 or newer. You also can have used cars, but interest rates are going to be 6.49%. And, you know, I would recommend if you're looking at maybe one where you don't want to have to do like the longest term, but get a decent rate. New cars at 4.99% for 60 months is pretty good. Now, PenFed also has personal loans. Rates are as low as 8.99% APR at this time. This could change, always check. And flexible loans up to $50K, terms up to 60 months. And unlike Navy Federal for this one, you can check your rate and it won't affect your credit score. And this could be used for debt consolidation, credit card consolidation, home improvements. There are also some additional usages, but this is a very, very good loan and there's no fees or penalties if you want to pay it off early. And as far as the APR and the loan amount and being able to have this up to 5 years, I would say this is comparable, if not better than the Navy Federal one, if you think of there's no impact to your credit score to just check what your rates will actually be. And you're funded as soon as next day. Navy Federal is usually within like minutes or at least up to 24 hours. But other than that, definitely comparable. And depending on how you're looking at it, just being able to check those rates, potentially it could be better. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is everything that you need to know about PenFed. If you would like to get more details about any particular topic that we went over, please let me know in the comments so I can make that for you. If you do have this credit union, drop a comment. Let us know how long you've been a member. And if you do have, like, let's say, any new memberships with PenFed, let us know your experience, how that went, how it's going, any other, comments or any concerns or any benefits, anything that I missed on the video that you want to make note of, please drop it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about DCU, that is Digital Federal Credit Union. And for this credit union, the reason why I chose it is because everyone can join. It's actually a very popular credit union, and there were some products and services that I did not know were being offered. It's very comparable to Navy Federal. I would say just from what's available, maybe even a step up from PenFed, but we're going to go into all the details. We're going to go into all the credit cards that are offered, some of the actual options that are very, very similar to Navy Federal that I would highly recommend, especially if you are currently rebuilding your credit. This may be a really, really good secondary option to some of the other credit unions, and you may even end up using them as your primary credit union when you see some of the available products that they have. I think there's a lot of good options for you guys, especially with the data points and where they pull from. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. This will be everything that you need to know about DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. So before we go into data points, let's just go over a brief description about DCU and who they actually are. So Digital Federal Credit Union, better known as DCU, is a nonprofit financial cooperative owned and operated for members. DCU was chartered in October of 1979. Since then, DCU has been chosen as the credit union for more than 700 companies and organizations. DCU serves more than 1 million members and their families in all 50 states, which is a main reason why I wanted to talk about this credit union. DCU is the largest credit union headquartered in New England as measured by assets and is among the top 20 nationwide. Members have access to their accounts at DCU through the internet, ATMs, telephone. There's some community branches, but they are in Massachusetts and New Hampshire, as well as thousands of co-op shared branches that are nationwide. And in fact, half of DCU members never have to actually step inside of a DCU branch. So what I love about this is you can get it in all 50 states, no matter where you are. You do not have to actually go into a branch to get any of their products and services. And then we're going to get into a lot of the additional details about pre-approvals, some data points, and all things offered with DCU. Let's just get the data points out the way up front. I'm going to give you these, and then we're going to actually talk about each product and each service that is available with this credit union. I highly recommend that you watch all the way through. For those of you who are rebuilding your credit, I think that you're going to get the most benefit from this credit union. I believe if you are, someone who has a healthy credit score, things like that, yes, you'll benefit as well. But a lot of the products and a lot of the services will be very comparable to what you're already getting. So if you're already with Navy Federal and you have a lot of their products, then this may be like supplementary, but you may not really need it. But for those of us who are looking to rebuild, this could be a game changer. So it is a hard pull with Equifax. That's your FICO 5 score. And it can also be your Experian FICO score. It varies by product. But what I love about this credit union, there are a lot of soft pull options. Now, just take this with a grain of salt, all right? Because it seems to vary. There are people who apply for products who only get a soft pull. I mean, no hard pull whatsoever. They just do a soft pull, and you're able to get credit cards and other pre-approved products. They have to say pre-approved inside of the app or the website. If they do not say pre-approved, you will have to apply for it. And what I can say is this credit union does ask for sometimes documentation, tax returns, or paycheck stubs. So keep that in mind. That is one drawback, but I mean, the pros, I think, outweigh the cons here because you can get a lot of pre-approval offers and sometimes not even take a hard inquiry. Now, from what I can tell, the primary hard pull will be Equifax FICO 5, but just be aware it varies and can sometimes be Experian as well. Your credit score for this credit union just needs to be a 640 or above. Ideally, you would want to be in the 700 range to get the best pre-approval offers, but even if you don't, 640 and above is actually okay. For utilization, I recommend being 10% or below with a credit age that's at least 2 years or more. Now, of course, if your credit age is a little bit lower because you've been adding on new accounts, it goes by an average. That's still okay. That's not a problem. Now, the credit cards that I've seen, the initial credit lines can range from $5,000 to $10,000. I have seen limits up to 25,000 and beyond. I've seen as high as 30,000. I personally have not seen above that based off of research that I've done. I've seen a lot of people throw out these high credit lines for the personal credit cards. I have not seen them. 30,000 seems to be the highest that I've seen on the personal side. And potentially it can go higher. Just after doing research, that is the highest that I've seen. And you're very likely to start anywhere between 5 and 10, and then it can go higher. You can get credit line increases. Now, for those of you who are rebuilding your credit, you can get the secure card option. They have that option just like they do with Navy Federal. They also have a secured loan. The same way you use the pledge loan, there's an option for this too. My recommendation is the same with Navy Federal. You're going to open a checking. You're going to open a savings. You want to set up direct deposit. You have to do that of at least $250. And then you want to get the secured loan, the secured card. Use that for 6 months. You'll start getting a lot of pre-approval offers, some for credit line increases and graduation potentially after 6 months. So you definitely want to do that. Again, they seem to be very friendly towards people who are rebuilding credit. So this is a very good option for you. Now, here are some other data points. There is no hard pull to join this credit union. Now, from what I can tell, I'm not sure if it's still relevant, but I see that they pulled from check systems at a point in time in order to get you to open this account. I went ahead and opened an account. I didn't see a pull from my check systems. However, I'm sure I'll get a letter in the mail at some point where they tell me that they used probably Equifax and check systems or early warnings or something like that to qualify me. So as that information comes out, I can keep you up to date on that information. But as far as I know, I didn't see it pulled when I looked. But again, it can take time for that information to actually report. So just think you may have to look at your check systems. And there's a video on that. If you need help getting that information deleted, I recommend watching that if you have any derogatory information. But it's true pre-qualification offers, and I can't stress that enough. I mean, they have it for auto loans. They have it for credit cards. They have it for motorcycles. They have it for all types of products. They also have a quick loan product that you can get. So after around 90 days, you can receive $1,000 in a quick loan offer. Now, this is a option that needs to be offered to you. You don't request it. You'll see it in your account. After 180 days, 6 months, you can receive a $2,000 quick loan offer. Now, these are typical time frames, but they vary. It's not standard. It's not across the board. It's not guaranteed. But from what I was seeing through various data points, you can get these offered to you. And I've seen 3 taken back to back. And I don't know if there's a limit. Now you can try that and test it out. Borrow, pay, borrow, pay. However, the interest rates on them were fairly high. I believe around 10%. That is a drawback. You're going to pay a lot in interest for a very small loan. So my recommendation is not taking these quick loans unless you really need them. And I can't think of an occasion where you would really just need to have that. So my recommendation is not doing it, but it's nice to know that it's available to you and that these options are there. But again, very good pre-qualifications. I think that is one of the best things about this credit union. You can't go to even Navy Federal and get a pre-approval for a credit card with a guaranteed credit line, a pre-approval for a credit line increase. There's pre-approval for auto loans, for motorcycles. You can just see that and actually select that option. And then sometimes it is a soft pull. They don't even do a hard pull on you. Again, that was one of my favorite things about this credit union. So with that being said, now that we've talked about all of the data points, let's actually talk about how you join this credit union. And then we're going to talk about some of the products that are offered to you. So let's get right into it. Currently, I am on the DCU website. As you can see, very standard, very similar to things that you've already seen with other credit unions. But let's talk about how you join. There are various ways, but there's one primary way that you can actually go about doing this. Reach out for schools. That's the organization that you want to look for. But here's the best thing. You don't have to go to their website and actually do it. When you're signing up for this credit union, they prompt you to sign up for the membership and it's $10. So you don't even have to go to the website. Don't do that. You go back to the home screen and then we're going to choose the option of membership. And then you're going to choose to become a member and join DCU. Now to do this, you will need your government issued ID. You will need your driver's license. You will need to upload a proof of address. You will need to upload your social security card. Yes, all of this information needs to be uploaded in order for you to join. And you will need your funding information. That can be a credit card or a debit card. And then you're going to go to join DCU. Now you're going to, of course, e-sign. You have to hit the agreement. And then we're just going to close that. Check this box. That's consenting, and then accept. And then once you do all of that, you get to pick what accounts that you want. I recommend that you pick a primary savings or advantage savings. We're going to go over all of the accounts, so I'll give you all the details. But for now, let's just pick the primary savings and the free checking. All right. And if you want a DCU Visa card, then you can click on that. There's some other options here. Click switch. So it'll switch your online payments and direct deposits to your DCU account. So if you want to enroll, then you can select that option. And there's an overdraft protection. I'm going to decline that and then hit continue. And then from here, you need to enter your mobile number and then you need to enter the last four of your social to get started. Now for me, because I'm already a member of this credit union, I can't actually go through and finish. However, when you go to the account agreement and disclosures, I believe, or it's funding, one or the other, it's going to ask you, what's your affiliation? How are you joining this credit union? That's when you're going to select that membership option and do the $10 for that membership. So now that we've talked about membership and how to join, let's talk about each of the checking accounts that are offered. There is the free checking, and then you can click on learn more if you want to learn more, but here are the highlights. It is 0 minimum required to open, 0 minimum required to earn. There is no monthly fee, and there is interest paid on balances up to $1,000. The next is the HSA checking. You can earn competitive dividends up to 0.10% APY. No minimum balance to open. There's no minimum balance to earn. There's no monthly fee. So these are the two checking accounts that are being offered. You can pick whichever one you're most comfortable with. I recommend just going with the free checking in this case, since it does have a higher APY, but whichever one you prefer, that's the one that you can go with. Now, DCU has a few different savings account options. There is the primary savings, which at the time of recording, it's as high as 6.17% APY. So kickstart your savings by earning one of the highest rates nationally. I can say that is a substantially high rate. In order to open that, it is $5. There is no monthly fee for you to do this. I'm going to go to the learn more for this one just because I want to see if there's anything else that's required. You earn 6.17% APY on balances up to $1,000. So after $1,000, then you don't actually earn more. So if we take a look on the remaining balance, you earn a dividend 0.05%, and that's going to be after that $1,000. Just bear that in mind. It's not going to be 6.17% on the total amount. And then check the learn more for each of these, because little details like that, if they're overlooked, then you may have a misconception about exactly how much money you can actually earn for each of these accounts. Now, the advantage savings is 3.56%. That's as high as it can go, so you can get the most out of your savings. And of course, there's no fees for everything. Let's go to the learn more just for 1 second. Just want to see what that entails. And there's no minimum. So this one, you actually don't have a minimum to what you can earn. It's just 3.56%, which is good. Now, to be honest, if you had more than $1,000, I think this account would actually be better for you. So it just depends on exactly what you're trying to do. Smart savings, 1.51% APY. and your money is federally insured. That's pretty standard for everyone, but this one is federally insured up to 3 million. Most of them are insured for 250,000 for an individual. That's pretty good and different with no fees. Money market savings, 1.71% APY. The more you save, the more you earn, but it lets you know you need to have $1,000 in order to do that. That is the minimum to earn. Let's look at some more details for this one. All right, so you can start earning on your savings with just $1,000, a great place to park. And let's see. So on $100,000 or more, you can earn 3.25%. That's pretty good. That's not bad. And the more that you will deposit, of course, the more that you earn with this particular savings account. Now, the last one we have is the member described savings. That is 0.15% APY. Name it for any purpose. It's $100 minimum in order for you to earn. To open, it's no minimum. Now, there's no monthly fee here, and let's just learn more about this one as well. And it's on $100 plus daily balance. All right. So you get a 0.15% and 0.15% APY. You do want to read the fine print here because it lets you know annual percentage yield rates are variable. That means that they can change at any time. And I believe all of these are the same way. None of them are fixed. They're not CDs or certificates or anything like that. So they can change. And more than likely, at the time of recording this video, these are fairly high. If interest rates continue to go down, you're not going to see offers as good as this at the time that you're probably watching this video, if it's months or maybe even years later. So just keep that in mind. These things are subject to change at any time. Now, continuing with the savings, they do offer certificates. They have regular certificates, jumbo, jump up, and quick start. Now, it's 4.50% for the regular. The minimum to open is $500. The minimum to earn is $500. There is no monthly fee, and there's terms from 3 to 60 months available for the regular certificate. Now, the jumbo is 4.75%, but you earn a lot more on a higher balance. You need to put in at least $25,000. That's the minimum to earn, but there is no monthly fee, and it's available for the same time frame, 3 to 60 months. There's the jump up certificate that is 4% APY, only $500 to open, and that's the minimum to start earning. And then they're available from 15 to 27 months. And the quick start, this one is 4.50% APY. So it has a lower minimum balance for members under age 23. It's $100. So you have $100 minimum to earn, and that's available terms from 3 to 60 months. So I do like that the minimum requirement for the quick start is really, really low. It's basically the same as the regular, except it's the lower balance for members under a certain age. The jumbo is just, of course, a higher balance. And then the jump up is a lower APR, but you only need the $500. And then there are smaller time frames and ranges. So again, not really sure what the benefit of this one would actually be, but it is something that is offered, and you can look at all of these and kind of weigh the pros and cons of each. Now, DCU also offers business banking services, and for these, I'm not going to get so much into it. I can say when it comes to their business services, they do require documentation. They do require tax returns. It's a lot of things where if you don't have a business that's making money currently and you can actually prove the income that you make, you probably won't be able to qualify for it, but it is something that you can look into if this does apply to you. But they're offering business banking and digital solutions for small businesses. There is a free checking account. It has a APY currently as high as 0.10%. There is no minimum to open. You'll earn at least 1 cent. And then there is no monthly fee. And then there's the business savings. And it's in general just a regular savings account. There really isn't anything that's really out the norm. Now, with that being said, we're going to talk about the commercial lending that they have, including the credit card and some of the loans. Again, it's not going to be as easy to get the business side as it is with other credit unions, But unlike someone like, PenFed, where it's not even offered, at least you have the option here. So that is an additional benefit. And when you get to that point where you have documentation, then they have some good products that they can offer with a credit limit on that credit card that goes up to $25,000. Now, speaking of credit cards, let's talk about the personal credit cards offered with DCU. So there are 3 great options that are designed to meet your specific needs with interest rates below the national average, no annual fee, no balance transfer fee, no foreign transaction fee, or cash advance fees. Now there's an asterisk right there. You see the little one there. You'll want to read the details. It's saying that, but it may be a promotional period of time. Just make sure you always check the details. Fraud notifications and the ability to unfreeze and freeze your credit card, tap to pay, and access to your FICO score. Let's start with the first one, the Visa Platinum. Enjoy a credit card with a rate below the national average. With rates as low as 13.25% APR, you can pay down larger purchases faster and over a shorter period of time. Good for carrying a balance and paying down debt. Now, this card, again, is the one that I've seen initial credit limit starting at $5,000. It seems like, I'm sure it can be lower, but I've seen on a typical scale $5,000 to $10,000, and I've also seen them go up to $25,000 on this card, as high as $30,000. So it is an excellent credit limit that you can get with this card, and they are willing to do automatic pre-approval limit increases. All you have to do is use the products and services and use the card, and then those will come to you naturally without you having to even ask. Then there's the Visa Signature Cash Rewards Card. And this card has a great rate and even greater earnings. So if you wanted to earn some points on everyday purchases, then you can redeem that for cash back, for travel, for gift cards, and much more. Other than, that, it's pretty standard as far as points and rewards card. It's not the greatest, but it really is good that you can get this potentially with a soft pull. Again, it has to be offered to you. If not, it could be a hard pull, potentially from Equifax or Experian. Now, the Visa Platinum Secure Card. This is the one that I'm going to go into a little more detail about because it's the one that I highly recommend for anyone who's looking to rebuild their credit. So this could help you with responsible use. It's no annual fee. It's a very low variable APR, and it has everything that you can possibly get with all other secure credit cards. Plus, you get the monthly FICO score, and it's going to be your monthly FICO Equifax score. So you'll get that as well, and it's going to be the score 2. In around 6 months, you are able to get this card graduated. So DCU offers some pretty good personal loans. They also have the make no payment for 60 days to assist their members with a personal loan once it is open. For the first 2 months, you don't have to actually make a payment. That's pretty nice. So a signature personal loan as low as 11.99% APR. You can pay off debt and make a major purchase. There's also the credit builder loan. Now, this is a credit builder loan specifically designed to help you build or rebuild your credit, and you can use up to $3,000 in savings plus your dividends, and it's flexible terms from 12 to 24 months with a fixed loan rate of 5% annual percentage. My recommendation is to get this product, and then you want to couple it with the other one. And we're going to go into the details about that one next. Now, it can take a long time to build your savings and a short time to spend it. With the savings secured loan, you can use your savings as collateral and you borrow at a economical rate, and it keeps your savings intact. So you preserve your hard-earned savings. You use them as collateral by repaying a savings secured loan on time, and that's going to really improve your relationship with DCU. The savings secured loan is up to 120 months with a 3.50% APR. That's pretty good, especially when you think that you can, do it for that time frame. I think between these two products and the secured card, you'll be well on your way to rebuilding excellent credit history and building a good relationship with DCU that will get you up to a $25,000, potentially $30,000 credit line if you work with them. Now, we're not going to spend too much time on the commercial lending, but I do want to at least talk about it. So for the Business Visa Platinum, this is still a good business credit card. It goes up to $25,000 and it's as low as 13% variable APR. Same thing with the Business Visa Platinum Plus. You can have unlimited cards with different account numbers and credit limits. Just know they're going to ask you for documentation. They will ask you for tax returns. They will ask you for income. You will have to provide all the documentation. And again, if you can, then it's a good product. But if you're not looking to do that, then it may be one that you might want to skip this time. Now, business vehicles, it can be as low as 7.24% APR. Since that's not really a competitive APR, again, I'm just going to talk about it, but it's pretty standard with what you'll get with most other credit unions. So this is secured by your business assets. Again, this is something where it will be heavily reliant on you having collateral, assets, tax returns, proof of income. You need all of that to have any of their commercial lending products. All right. But just know that, again, they're available to you when you need them. Last loan option we're looking at is the vehicle loans. They have auto loans as low as 5.74% APR. One thing I like is the membership level discount, 0.5% included for plus and relationship members with electronic payments. So if you have that, it'll save you a little bit of APR. Electric vehicle discount, it includes an additional 0.25% discount for fully electric vehicles up to 130% of the value. So it goes a little bit over the full amount of the vehicle if you have some negative equity or, old payments that you have to put on the back end of this vehicle. And there's no payment for 60 days. Now there's the antique car loan as well. You get the same membership level discount, and then it's a low APR of 9.24% for an antique vehicle. There's a boat loan, 9.99% at the time of recording. Large recreational vehicles, 9.99%. There's also the auto refi, which I like better because it's a very low rate. It's 4.99%. And of course, it varies by your term. The shorter the term, the lower the rate. The longer the term, the higher the rate. But you get those same available discounts. For motorcycle loans, it's 7.25% APR. You get the membership level discount as well. And you can do a value of up to 125%. And then there's mobility loans. That can be for vehicles or vehicle modifications to assist people with disabilities. And of course, the rates are subject to change depending on the time that you're looking at this video. So that would be all of the loans that are offered. Now, for the vehicle loans, what I can say is I've seen better. PenFed has some better offers. I've seen some better options with Navy Federal. These are competitive. And that's the best part about it. If you were looking to do a refi, and let's say you already had one with PenFed or you had a loan with Navy Federal and you didn't get the best APR, maybe on the refi, this might be an option for you, but rates are very competitive. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please, if you got any value from this, like, comment, and subscribe. That really does help me out a whole lot. I appreciate you guys watching. If there's any other credit unions that you would like me to talk about, please leave a comment below with that credit union. If you are currently a member of DCU, please share data points. Share that information on this video. I would love to hear about your experiences with them. What did you get approved for? Did you get the secured card first? Did you graduate it? How did that work out for you? What was your initial starting limit? If you came in with, good to excellent credit, what was your APR at the time? Give me your experience. I would love to hear about all of that. And if there's any other credit unions you would like me to go over, please drop a comment below with that credit union. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Much appreciated. You guys have a wonderful day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about NIH, Federal Credit Union, and everything that you need to know about them. And if you want more videos about credit unions, please smash the like button. That lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. And if you want more videos about business credit and credit lines, please type down business credit and comment that below. If this is your first time on this channel, then welcome. Please comment first at the bottom. I would like to welcome you personally to this channel. Appreciate you watching. Now, we've talked about PenFed, we've talked about Navy Federal. I wanted to give you a few more credit unions that everyone can actually join. NIH is one of those federal credit unions. I've recently joined myself. At the end, I'll be logging into my account. Didn't take me very long. I would say it took about 48 hours to actually join this credit union. I'll be talking about how you can join, and we'll also be talking about all of the products, the credit cards, business credit cards, loans that they offer, personal, auto. We're going to be talking about everything that you need to know to take full advantage of this credit union. And even if you have bad credit, you can actually get up to $25,000 on the personal credit card side and $50,000 on the business credit card side, with, of course, using strategies in order to nurture and grow your relationship with this credit union. So without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about is NIH Federal Credit Union and who they actually are. NIH Federal Credit Union is a financial institution that serves the healthcare and biomedical industry. It was founded in 1940 by employees of the National Institutes of Health to provide affordable banking options for their coworkers and families. And today, it is the largest credit union in the country, serving the healthcare and biomedical industry. Now, this credit union is not geo-restricted. That is the benefit for you guys. You don't have to live in a certain area in order to join. So I'm going to show you exactly how you can become a member of this credit union today. So there are 4 ways for you to qualify. You can have a National Institute of Health affiliation. Either you're an employee, a contractor, a volunteer, a pensioner. You can also be a part of the NIHFCU at Work Partner Organization. You can also be a family member of someone who is a member currently. But if none of these options apply to you, that is okay. They'll open up a free membership for you as long as you're a part of the American Consumer Council, and that's a nonprofit consumer education organization. They actually do the setup for you to join, so it requires no work on your part to qualify, and you'll immediately be able to become a member. In the past, it was an Equifax hard pull in order for you to join this credit union. It is now a soft pull. Keep in mind, I'm saying this with me joining with no hard pull. Things can change. What I recommend is you freeze your Equifax report. They did not do a hard pull for me. However, in the past, there were data points that said that previously they did. Things change. Freeze your Equifax credit report when you do the membership to join this credit union. Once again, it should be a soft pull. It was for me, so it should be for you, and it should be at the time of recording this video. Once again, things change, so please keep that in mind. Freeze everything when you're trying to join. I also want to mention that all new accounts are verified through check systems and are subject to requirements of the Patriot Act. Now, we know this, but I want to go over it one more time. So this is to help the government fight the funding of terrorism and money laundering. Federal law requires all financial institutions obtain, verify, and record information that identifies each person who opens an account. So what does this mean for you? When you open an account, they're going to ask for your name, your street address, your date of birth, your social, your tax identification number, and other information that will identify you. Just keep that in mind. They may ask to even see your driver's license or other identifying documentation. For me personally, when I did the application online, I submitted everything. They sent an email where I would had access to a portal. I had to upload information to the portal, including my driver's license, including my passport, and including a bank statement and some other details. So you may be asked to do the same thing. Now, this happens a lot with me from removing some information from LexisNexis. It's harder to identify me, so I understand why this may not happen to you. If they do need additional information, keep that in mind that you will be expected to provide this information to become a member. It only took me about 48 hours in order for this to process and then to have access to my account. For NIHFCU, they will deposit the initial $1 that's required to establish your new membership. So they're going to deposit that $1 on your behalf. You will have the opportunity to make additional deposits once you become a member. Now that we've gone over who NHI is and we've talked about how you can actually join, let's talk about the checking, the savings, and the business accounts that they offer. I do want to though warn you that for the business accounts, I'm going to be going over it briefly. Reason being, I want to do a full in-depth guide of opening a business account and applying for their credit card. I've already submitted all the information. They're talking to me via email right now. I sent everything that was required, but they're saying it could be as long as 2 to 4 weeks. I don't think it's going to be that long because the person I talked to says that they're working on it actively as we speak. So I'm hoping that I could give you that full video in probably like a week or two at the most. Okay. Hopefully a week or two, but I will keep you updated. So we're going to talk about it, but I want to have a separate video to give a full in-depth guide of exactly how I opened the account and all the approvals that I was able to actually get with this credit union. You have the Carefree checking. Now, this is a great standard, no monthly fee account, no minimum balance that's required, surcharge free withdrawals over 30,000 network ATMs nationwide. There's a Visa debit rewards card that earns points and redeems for cash, gift cards, and merchandise. You also get a 0.25% off for automatic debit of loan payments when you do have a loan from NIHFCU savings or checking account. So if you do get a loan with them, you definitely want to set up that automatic debit for the loan because you can get back a little bit of money for doing so. There's a free app, of course, that you can download from the App Store or the Google Store. You send money with Zelle, so you have access to that. And it's a one no-fee cashier's check per month if you were using that. Some people pay cashier's checks with their rent. If you can get one that's free per month, then that's awesome. And there's overdraft protection options. You can also open an account today if you call them at 1-800-877-6440. Now you can do it like I did via email, or if you want, then you can call and you can open this account today. Now there is the total checking, and that's the premium version of the account. If you have money that you can spare, you guys know my rule of thumb. You can actually open up their premium account. I would make a deposit for at least whatever they require you to make. And if you want to know how you can get a $25,000 credit card with bad credit, we're going to talk about that. But you definitely want to open this account. You want to open this one. So you enjoy all the standard benefits of the previous one. No minimum balance. Of course, the surcharge, free withdrawals at over 30,000 ATMs. You get all those benefits. But in addition to that, you get the ID theft and monitoring. You usually have that with a lot of credit cards and other types of accounts. There are no fee for non-network ATMs. That's 3 per month. So if it's out of network 3 times per month, you do not pay a fee. There's no fee on all incoming wires. There's no fee on outgoing domestic wires 2 times per month. You earn a little bit of dividends, which is really nice. And you also get a free box of standard checks every 12 months. It's $0 if you have direct deposit of up to $500+ into your account, and you have either a credit card or a loan with this particular institution. So simply, you can get this premium account. It's going to look good if you set up direct deposit. The second thing you want to do, if you have bad credit, then you want to get their secured credit card option. We'll talk about that a little later, but you definitely want to do both of those things. If your credit is good, I would definitely take a look at their credit cards for up to $25,000. And I believe that the minimum is $5,000 that you can have with their credit card. So you can try the Total Care checking with 2-month first look period, and you can switch at any time. And you can open that account also by calling. You'll also get a Visa Platinum Debit Rewards card. And again, you earn points with that card, and you can redeem it for gift cards, cash, or you can even donate it to charities. And there's an overdraft coverage. So if you wanted this, the overdraft protection is just like you see with all other banks. It's a fee-free option that automatically transfers funds from your savings account, and it can do up to 6 transactions per month just to make sure that you don't get any overdraft fees. There's also a personal line of credit. There's a line of credit, which is a great way to cover overdrafts and provide access to cash in an urgent need. There will be interest rates that you are subject to, so bear that in mind. There's also courtesy pay. If your account is eligible, they'll extend up to $700 in additional coverage, including fees, when your other sources are insufficient to cover an overdraft. To extend coverage to also include ATM or everyday debit transactions, you can opt into Courtesy Pay Plus. There is a $30 fee. You want to bear that in mind. That's for each overdraft covered by Courtesy Pay or Courtesy Pay Plus. So with that being said, it's not something that I would think that I would do, but it is an option if you would like to do so. When you open your savings account or share account with NIH Federal Credit Union, you not only become a member, but you also become an equal owner of our financial cooperative. So they will deposit $1 for you when you open up the savings account. And it's also required that you do it in order to become a member in the first place. That's going to be into the regular savings account, and every penny of your savings with them will be insured, of course, up to $250,000. And that's usually what you get. It's FDIC insured. Now, when you open the premium savings account, you can do that with only $5. You earn more dividends on balances over $5,000. Hey, again, guys, we want to always pay attention to when we see things like this. If they offer you an incentive for depositing $5,000, if you have $5,000 and you don't mind leaving it in this credit union while you're nurturing this account and building that relationship, deposit $5,000, right? Make sure that you set up the direct deposit. And then if your credit is currently bad or you're working on it, you want to get the secure credit card option. This is how you're going to graduate this card and get up to $25,000. Okay. Now, if you have really good credit or you have a very strong Equifax score, we're going to talk about that a little bit more, but you can just use the regular savings account. You don't have to use this one unless you want to, but it is an option if it's something that you would like to take a look at. There's also IRAs that are being offered, but if you want to read more details about that, I recommend just going to the website. I'm not going to talk about the IRA because that's something that you could do with a lot of different places that offer a lot of good features, but just know that it is there if you would like to use it. The next one that we're going to go over is the business accounts. Once again, I'm going to make a completely separate video when it comes to establishing your business account with this credit union and also the approval for the credit card if I do get approved. Currently in the process of doing that now. Once again, if you want more videos on business credit, leave a comment, business credit. So that way I know you like the credit union videos. Please smash the like button for me. 2 great options to support your small business or your practice. There is the Carefree and Total Care business checking account. And with those different options, you get the 200 fee-free transactions per month, 5,000 in fee-free cash deposits per month. And then there's also fee-free ATM transactions, fee-free withdrawals on over 30,000 network ATMs, and then fee-free state-of-the-art online and mobile banking, overdraft protection options, unlimited remote deposits, online through the app. There's a no-fee electronic statement and a no-fee integration with QuickBooks. Now, that one I like a lot. If you guys are, using QuickBooks right now, it is nice to have a no-fee integration. Sometimes that does cost you money. The Carefree business checking account is the basic checking account option. It's loaded with all the features that we just discussed, all the ones that were listed above. There's no monthly maintenance fee or balance that's required. The Total Care business checking, that's the top tier checking option that you can possibly get with this credit union, and you enjoy all the standard features that we talked about. It's 300 additional free transactions, thus it's 500 per month that you can actually get. 5,000 more in fee-free cash deposits. That's a total of 10,000 per month. And then there is no fee for 3 non-network ATM transactions per month. If they're out of network, 3, no fee. All right. And then there's no fee on all incoming wires. There is no fee on 1 domestic outgoing wire per month. There's no fee on 1 foreign outgoing wire per month, 1 complimentary cashier check per month. Now, that is no lease fee for remote deposit capture equipment, and there's no monthly fee with combined deposits of $10,000. All right, that is combined with all of the accounts that you have, and you won't have to have any fee. Now, I'm sure a lot of you want to know about the credit cards. Now, for the credit cards with this credit union, they can go up to $25,000. They do pull from Equifax. That's going to be your FICO 8 score. I recommend having a score of at least 680 or higher. But for some additional data points, I have seen documented approvals of people with paid charge-offs, late payments, at least 2 years old. They even had some collections. But once again, I recommend that you get that premium checking. I recommend that you get the premium savings if you can put $5,000 in there, and then set up the direct deposit. Do that. And then we're going to talk about that secure card option in a second. And we're going to go over all of the credit card options that they have to offer with this credit union right now. This is going to be 4 incredible credit card options for your purchase needs. No annual fee. They have great low rates. They have credit card limits up to $25,000 as mentioned, and they have contactless tap to pay convenience, online card control options, 24/7 fraud monitoring, real-time purchase alerts, and digital wallet and mobile payment options. Now, the first one that we're looking at is the Visa Platinum. This one has a 2.99% intro APR for the first 12 months on balance transfers. Then it's a variable rate, which means it can fluctuate from 13.24% to 18%. So this is a great option if you're looking for something that is very, very low when it comes to the APR, if you want to carry a balance on there. And you can also check out the Visa secured option of this card. Now let's look at the Visa Signature Cash Rewards card. All the standard benefits that you just got are included with this card above, plus you earn 4% cash back reward points in the first 12 months, 3% thereafter from the following categories: automated fuel dispensers and service stations, electric vehicle charging, groceries, rideshare, taxi, limos, utilities, including streaming platforms, and wholesale clubs. I mean, that is very, very good in terms of what you get for rewards. It's basically like a flat 3% cashback card, essentially, with a promotion of getting 4% cash back. That is, I mean, amazing, really. Now, let's check the Visa Signature Travel Card. This one has the same standard benefits. Remember, just the standard ones, but you also can get the low APR, currently at 18%, as well as earn 3x reward points in the following categories. Same ones that we mentioned, just instead of you getting back a percentage for cash, you get 3x reward points. There's also a new card holder bonus. If you spend $15,000 in 90 days of account opening, you get 20,000 bonus points, and you can enjoy more Visa perks such as Visa Concierge and travel and emergency assistance. There's also no foreign transaction fees on this card. Now, let's look at the Visa Platinum Secure Card. Now, this will be for the individuals who are working on their credit. Whether you're new to credit or have challenged credit, you can rebuild using this card. So in addition to the standard Visa benefits above, you also get a low variable rate of 14.24% APR. The credit limit is up to $25,000 based on the pledged amount, which means your credit limit is determined by the deposit that you provide, so you control your spending power. And as you create a record of on-time payments, you can work towards starting to rebuild your credit. You are even eligible to upgrade your card with responsible use over time. From the information that I can gather, as long as you're making on-time payments for around 6 months using this card, they will evaluate the account and see if they can graduate you to unsecured. From there, your unsecured line of credit should be the amount that you actually have provided on that card. If you can do $1,000, I would do 1,000. If you can do 2,000, what have you, I would try that. After 6 months, you could potentially graduate with this card. And then from that point, you've shown that you're responsible. You can then work your way up every 6 months to get a credit limit increase. And I would go about trying to get up to 10,000 if you start off with an initial 1,000 limit. And then from there, keep working your way up to the $25,000 credit limit. So that would be the strategy if you have challenged credit right now for you to graduate and get up to $25,000 on this credit card. Now that we've gone over the credit cards, let's talk about the business lending options. So there are a few different types of business lending that you can actually get. There's commercial real estate loans if you're interested in that, equipment loans, small business administration, SBA loans, working capital lines of credit, which is usually good. And then we also have Visa Business Reward Credit Card that you can get up to $50,000. That's reported, and it's only a soft pull on your Equifax. Now, here's the really cool thing. You don't have to get a hard inquiry when you apply for this business credit card. It is just a soft pull on Equifax. Okay. Now, once you're approved, I haven't confirmed yet if you then get a hard inquiry, but when I make the in-depth video, when I make a new video on business credit cards for this particular credit union, then I'll be able to tell you with certainty exactly what happened. All right. But let's talk about all of the business lending options that we currently have here. So commercial real estate loans. They do offer some commercial real estate loans to help you purchase or refinance owner-occupied or investment property with exceptional benefits, including rates as low as 5.88%, terms up to 15 years. You may want to keep that in mind. Loans up to $5 million, amortization up to 30 years, and never any prepayment penalties. If you're in the healthcare or the biomedical field, then you can benefit from the MORE program. That's the Medical Office Real Estate. And the program is designed to help healthcare professionals purchase or refinance a medical office building or office condo. So if that is you, that's something that you may want to consider. There's equipment loans. Equipment loans can assist you with a purchase or refinance of any new or existing equipment that you currently are using for your business. Now, there are loan amounts from $50,000 to $350,000, and then the exact same things as before. Now, small business administration, that is SBA loans. We've talked about this before. And then with this one, you can have loans up to $100,000 to $5 million. Now, these are some higher loans that more than likely will require some sort of documentation. Okay. Now, working capital lines of credit, you have access to help you with cash flow management, covering payroll, the purchase of supplies or equipment. And this is going to be from $100,000 to $350,000. They're fixed and variable rates, and there's never any prepayment penalties, and there's no annual repayment required. Now, this is something, again, where I don't know the data points on this in particular yet. If I do decide to apply for this, then I will definitely let you know if they require any documentation. But for that type of range for loan amounts, more than likely, they will. You probably need to have a business that's probably at least 2 years or older, more than likely, because these types of loans usually require documentation, tax returns, things of that nature. Normally, if it's up to 50,000, maybe not, but usually 100 and beyond, that's definitely something that you're going to have. But I do want you to be aware that that is available. Now, the Visa Business Rewards Credit Card, this is the one that I'm going to primarily focus on for the next video. Now, for this one, you get the same great low APR rates that you get on the other cards. That is going to be plus the prime rate of 7.74% at the time of recording. You can earn 1 point from every dollar spent on net purchases. You earn 2 times for every net dollar purchase spent in a business category, including medical equipment and supplies. And you can redeem points for cash, for travel, gift cards, merchandise, or for charity donations. Now, there is a low foreign transaction fee. If you've ever gone to a different country and you swipe your card, there's normally a fee for the conversion. Some cards don't have that fee at all. This one has a low foreign transaction fee. So you may not want to use this card when you're traveling abroad. But other than that, it has some very decent options that you can get with the card. Now, for this one, if you want to actually apply for this card, you can click on Apply Now. And it's going to actually be a document that you need to send, which is going to have your legal business name, your address, your mailing address, tax ID, all of that regular information. You fill this out and then you can actually email it by a secure email. That's Business Visa. And then that's going to be at nihfcu.org. My recommendation is that you set up a business account before you do this. Again, I'm not going to show you that here. We're going to bypass that for right now. And instead, I'm going to show that in a different video. But just be aware, this will be the process to apply for the credit card if you did not have an account open for the business checking, okay? On the personal side, if you were looking for loans, there are some great loan options. There's the personal signature loan, which is very popular to get cash for specific needs such as debt consolidation, home repairs, educational expenses, a family event, or any unplanned emergencies. Now, there's a fixed rate currently as low as 7.49% APR, and there are amounts up to $50,000. There's terms of 36, 48 to 60 months. No collateral is required. You can skip a payment option every 12 months. There's also no optional loan guardian debt protection. Now, if you look at the home improvement loans, very, very similar, but it's a fixed rate that's 6.99% APR. There's amounts up to $40,000, and for the terms 36, 48, 84 to 120 months. So the difference is it's a lower APR, and you can also have a term for a longer amount. It can go all the way up to 120 months, but it's $10,000 less. Now, this one says it's perfect for homeowners who want to finance home projects. Now, I don't really see the difference between that and home repairs, I guess. But if you wanted to get one with a longer term and you didn't need 50,000 and 40,000 would be enough. It also has lower APR. So this might be a better option for you overall. Personal line of credit, and this is the all-purpose line of credit. All-purpose line of credit is a convenient way to access cash for everyday and urgent needs. This reminds me of exactly like a business line of credit, but for personal use. The rates are as low as 8.24% APR with credit limits up to $25,000. 5-year draw period with a 5-year repayment period. Replenishes itself as you pay it back. So it's more like it's similar to like a credit card that accrues interest from day one. With a credit card, you would have 30 days until you actually accrued interest, and that would be at whatever the variable APR is. This one is 8.24%, basically fixed from the first day you start accruing it. So you would want to pay it back as fast as possible if you can, but you have a 5-year draw period with a 5-year repayment period. So it just depends on how you're looking at it. This might be good, like they say, in emergencies. I don't think it's ever good unless you're using the money to somehow make money, but it is an option for you if you would like to use that. Now, there is a niche loan here. It's a Vita loan, and this is a special program that they actually offer with great low rates and repayment plans. It gives you quick access to $7,000 or up to $7,000 rather to meet your immediate need or obligations. And this is reserved for healthcare workers. And, you know, it has to meet work related expenses in some way. So the rates are starting as low as 6.24%. There are loan amounts as low as $500 up to $7,000, and the repayment terms are up to 60 months. So if you are in the healthcare field and this is something that's related to work expenses, then you definitely should take advantage of this if you need it. Currently, there is a end of the year auto loan special going on right now. And if you apply from November 1st to December 31st and you close by January 31st, then you can take advantage of a very low APR of 4.99%. plus a 25% discount off optional gap coverage. They have great low rates, currently as low as 5.49%. And new vehicles up to 5.74%. Now, I will admit these are not the best rates unless you're looking at that promotional one. I have seen better, but these are for terms up to 84 months. Some of the lower rates that I've seen have been on getting cars for 36-month terms. So depending on what you're looking at, maybe this will work. You can finance up to 125% loan to value. That means if you have a car with negative equity and you're putting it on there that makes it more than what the car actually is worth, you can go up to 125%. That feature is also offered with PenFed, but it's good to see that there's another credit union that can actually match them. You can also defer your first payment up to 90 days, and you can skip a payment every 12 months. You save time and money with the online car buying service. There are exclusive rates on insurance and protection programs, and the special options for visiting NIH fellows that are available for you. You can also do the estimate for your car payment with their vehicle loan calculator, and you can get pre-approved with Start. So if you do the Sign Today and Ride Today program, it's better than a traditional pre-approval. Not only do you get the assurance of being a cash buyer, you can also close your loan at the dealership. So if you want to do that, then you can apply here. I won't go into any more details there. They also offer motorcycle loans, and you can do the financing for new or used motorcycles, and you can get rates as low as 7.49%, terms up to 84 months, financing up to 100% loan to value, and you can skip a payment every 12 months. Member rates on insurance and protection programs, same as the one before, and then you can use the vehicle loan calculator to estimate your payments. And these are the sections if you want to get a quote for auto insurance and protection programs like GAP. You can definitely give them a call if you want more information on that. Now, there are some additional things that you can take a look at. I didn't go over student loan options, and I did not go over home loan options. If you want me to go over the home loan options, then I can do that in a different video. But I'm just going to save that for maybe another time that I've reviewed it a little bit more. I don't see anything here that stands out that particularly needs to be highlighted, but I did want to mention that it is offered. I just don't see anything worth highlighting when it comes to the home loans, at least not at this time. In the future, I might take a look at this again, especially when I'm looking at doing some home purchases. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you are currently a member of this credit union, please drop NIH in the comments below. Again, if you want more videos on business credit, drop business credit in the comments below. If you like videos about credit unions, please smash the like button. I appreciate that. It lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. If this is your first time watching this video and you made it all the way to the end, I truly greatly appreciate it. And again, drop that first comment below. I would like to welcome you personally. Again, thank you guys so much, and you have a wonderful day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about Affinity Federal Credit Union and everything that you need to know. We're going to be going over the credit cards, personal loans, auto loans, all the products that are offered with this credit union. How do you become a member? And also data points finally to let you know all the things that you need in order to get qualified for all these products and services. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, Affinity Federal Credit Union is the largest credit union headquartered in New Jersey. Affinity consistently ranks in the top 2% of all credit unions in terms of asset size, and they're also the 86th largest credit union in the country with 489 employees, 22 locations, and 229,030 members. I'm sure this number has increased. These statistics that I got from around 2023, so they are a little dated. I'm sure that since then they may have grown, so these may change if you look them up today. Let's talk about membership. How do you join Affinity Federal Credit Union? So number one, through associations and clubs. You can simply join the association or club that's right for you, and you'll be automatically eligible for membership once you are an Affinity member. Your immediate family and household members are also eligible to join Affinity. You can also join through your employer. So there are over 2,000 businesses that are part of the Affinity community. Once you become a member, immediate family and household members are also eligible to join. So this is the way that most of us will become a member. If you make a $5 donation to the Affinity Foundation, then you will be able to join this credit union. As you sign up, they will automatically prompt you to do this, and they will either charge a debit card or a credit card, and you can deposit up to $1,000 into their checking accounts when you join. And here's the online account application information. So by joining Affinity, you become a member of a full service, not-for-profit financial institution. And as a member, you are also part owner, and profits are returned to you in the form of reduced fees, better rewards, higher saving rates, and lower loan rates. So here's what you'll need to apply. You will need your social or taxpayer ID, your government issued ID, passport or driver's license, and then a credit card, a debit card, or bank information for that initial deposit of $5. Applicants 17 and under will need a joint applicant who's 18 or older. So you will need to at least be 18 to join this credit union by yourself. And when you go to join, it's a pretty straightforward process. Once you e-sign the consent form, it'll ask you to join here, and then you fill out basic information: first name, last name, your email address, your method of verification, which will be your phone number, either call or text. Once that's done, it's going to take you through the process of entering all of your personal information, identification documents, upload your ID. It'll take your debit card or your credit card in order to make a deposit. This is also a way that if you have a credit card and you want to charge it, it can charge up to $1,000, and it would be cash in your actual checking account. And that's on the initial deposit of this account. So go through the process, set that all up, and they will send you an email letting you know that they are currently working on your membership. It may take around 24 to 48 hours. They will contact you by email, letting you know that your account is set up. By that point, you would have already made a login. Your username and password should already be saved to your computer if you set it up that way, and then you can log in. All of the account information will be ready for you, and then in 7 to 10 business days, you'll receive your debit card in the mail. So now that we've talked about how to join, let's talk about the checking account information. So there are 3 major checking accounts here. One is going to be for the cashback debit account. You can earn 1% cash back on everyday debit card purchases with no minimum balance required. You also have the Cashback Plus account. You can earn up to 10% cash back on debit card purchases and enjoy nationwide refunds on ATM withdrawal fees. You also have the high yield checking account, and this one is actually really cool. If you're watching this, you have to go online and check because these rates will change. But currently, at the time of recording this video, you can earn 5.50% APY on accounts with balances up to 15,000 plus. Enjoy nationwide refunds on ATM and withdrawal fees. Now, if you guys understand how great that is to have a high yield checking account that can give you returns like that, that is amazing. That is really, really good, especially if your money is going to be sitting in that checking account or if you're going to be depositing money constantly. That was one of the best things I actually saw about this credit union. Also earning up to 10% cash back on debit purchases. I mean, that is amazing. You can technically get both of these accounts, sit more than $15,000, earn that amazing high yield, and also get 10% cash back on debit card purchases. I mean, that alone in value is amazing. Let's go to the website and we're going to learn more about these accounts. All right, we are on the Affinity Credit Union website. Let's start with the cashback debit account. We're going to learn a little bit more about this one. There are some additional perks here, as well as the 1% cashback on everyday purchases. You get access to over 30,000 fee-free ATMs, plus unlimited check writing and withdrawals, and no fee checking when you sign up for e-statements. You also get paid up to 2 days sooner with direct deposit. That is another feature that you have here, which is really nice. And the Affinity Cashback debit card is, of course, free. Why pay for everyday items when you can use the Affinity card to earn a little bit of cash back? You also have some additional features for times when things get tight. You have standard courtesy pay. It's automatically included. It covers you if a check or outgoing ACH transaction, automatic bill pay, or reoccurring debit card transaction exceeds the available balance. So you'll want to look at more details about that. There's the debit card courtesy pay. It's optional coverage for a one-time payment to cover a debit or ATM transaction that exceeds your account balance. There are no fees for transactions under $75. You also have the overdraft protection plan. You can opt into this service. It's offered to you when you sign up for membership, but of course, read all the details. It links to your checking account to another eligible Affinity account to automatically transfer funds when you've exceeded your account balance. There's also an overdraft line of credit. Now, this is something you have to apply for. It is a hard credit pool. You apply for a line of credit to automatically transfer funds. In the event of an overdraft, you will only pay interest when you use the line of credit. So just know that that is a product you are applying for. Now, I'm looking at the FAQs. Technically, Affinity offers two types of checking accounts. It's the cashback debit and more checking. But the difference between them is that the cashback debit has no minimum deposit. And then with the other account, you're looking at a balance of $1,000 at minimum that has to be maintained in order for you to earn some dividends. Now, it is optional which one that you choose, just whichever one will serve you better, or you can actually have more than one if you're going to use things like that overdraft protection or transfer options and things like that. You can have multiple checking accounts. And then it just goes over some basic things like, is there a limit on the cash back that you can earn? And you can earn 1% cash back up to $1,000 in debit card purchases every single month. That's up to $120 per year. So just know that it's not unlimited cash back. You can only earn up to $120 per year. They also give you the requirements for opening up the account, which we know is you have to be 18 years of age or older to do it by yourself. And is the number on my Affinity cashback debit card the same on my checking? Of course, it is not. It's going to be a separate number. It shows you how to move your direct deposit, which we all kind of have an idea about that, but you would get the account number, you would get the routing number, and then you would submit that to your payroll department or whoever does your current payroll. It lets you know how to avoid overdraft, but there are a lot of options here for overdraft protection, so you should be covered with that, and a lot of them are free opt-in. And that checking line of credit is the only one that you have to actually submit an application for and be approved for. And finally, can you use your Affinity cashback debit card for mobile payments? And yes, you can. You can add this to your wallet, your Google Pay, your Apple Pay, and your Samsung Pay. We're now looking at the cashback checking, and that's the one where you can earn up to 10% cash back. It lets you know here that you can maximize your earnings using this debit card. And then it gives you a 3-step process. So you want to complete at least 12 debit card transactions every month to meet the requirements for that cash back. You need to set up direct deposit. You have to have at least one direct deposit or ACH credit transaction of $250 or more. Number 3, you need to enroll in e-statements. You need to be opted in. This is an option you have to check when you're filling out the membership application. You'll probably see it because this one is free. If you do paper, it costs, I believe, $2.99 or somewhere around $2 to $3 per month in order for you to do that. And then it gives you the benefits, of course, the rewards. Now, when it comes to the 10% cash back, I don't see anywhere where there is a limitation. It says that there are no categories, but just keep that in mind. It'll probably be somewhere in the details. Now, the last account that we're looking at is the high yield checking. Now, even though they don't categorize this as a checking account, I'm looking at this like it's the same exact thing. Technically, it's a high yield savings account, but it's a checking. So you can earn 5.50%. That is at the time of recording this video. Of course, this is subject to change. And qualifications to earn, same thing. You have to make at least 12 debit card transactions every single month. Same requirements for the direct deposit, and you need to enroll in e-statements. Now, why would you want a high yield checking? Well, this is really, really cool because it's flexible. It combines all of the benefits of having a high yield savings account. You earn 5.50% APY on balances up to $15,000 and 0.5 APY on every dollar over. So essentially, you really only need to leave $15,000 in this account. Anymore, you're not going to get the best benefit for a high yield savings. At that point, you can get a real high yield savings somewhere else and leave any additional money there. But to have that in your checking is a wonderful feature. I mean, most banks earn like dividends of 0.001 or something very, very low. But in comparison, if you were to compare like Navy Federal, there's nothing like this that offers that much cash back for that type of balance. It's really cool. Not to mention there is no monthly maintenance. All right, now that we've covered all the checking accounts, let's talk about the savings accounts that are offered by Affinity Federal Credit Union. Now, here are all the savings account options. Whether you're saving for a special purchase, you're building an emergency fund, or simply saving your pennies for a rainy day, there are products that are designed to meet your needs. So let's start with the Smart Savings. Now, this is the smarter way to save and jumpstart your savings by earning up to 3.7% APY when you open a Smart Start savings account. Now, when you earn that, it's on the first $10,000. After that, it is reduced. There is no minimum balance that is required, and there is no minimum opening deposit. And some additional details here, you earn 8 times the national average of what you would see for a savings account. These rates are very competitive at the time of recording this video. There are 0 fees and it's federally insured up to $250,000. I believe this is a really, really good product. However, there are a lot of savings accounts that you can find, high yield savings accounts rather, that do offer more than 3.75%, and it goes well over $10,000. So this is a very good option if you want to keep everything in one place, but there are some better options if you want to save money. Now we're looking at the high yield savings accounts. Now this is a little bit better. It's designed for balances of $100,000 or more to earn a competitive 3.40% APY to grow your savings faster. And you can earn that 3.40% APY on balances of $100,000 or more with no minimum balance. Now, there are high yield savings accounts that do offer more than this. However, I believe this one will maintain this amount throughout probably the next few years. There are currently some that are around 5% or higher. I think I've seen as high as around 6%. But as interest rates come down, you're going to see that a lot of these high yield savings accounts are going to be reducing that percentage. I get notifications all the time about American Express. Their high yield savings accounts have already started to reduce what they're offering. So this might be very competitive as long as it maintains like this throughout the next maybe 3 to 4 years. If it does, it makes it much better than a lot of the options that'll probably be out. And it shows you here, if you were starting with a balance of $100,000 and you did a monthly contribution of $100, you could have $125,032 in your account within 5 years of these inputs. I think that is really good. Again, there may be some other options that are better right now, but over the length of this time in that 5-year period, as things start to go down, this may be very good for you. Now, the More Savings account earns up to 2% APY with 4 account balance tiers, and you can earn some dividends at each successive tier. So there is no minimum opening deposit. There's also no minimum balance that is required for you to use this account. And then a lot more savings that you get. Of course, it's federally insured. Again, no monthly fees. You have the 4 tiers. It has daily compounding interest, total access. So you have unlimited transfers, unlimited withdrawals. Some of them will either penalize you or take away some of the interest if you move or take money. So that is a great feature. And there are current rates here for 1% APY, 1.15, 1.5, 2% based on the deposit amount that you have. So of course, the more that you deposit, the more that you'll ultimately gain. And the last savings product that we're looking at is the Affinity certificates. So guaranteed returns on your funds. It's going to lock in your rate with terms from 1 month to 5 years. That's rates up to 4.25% APY. So there are promotional and bump up certificate options available. The minimum deposit on this one is as low as $500. So you do have to have at least $500. There are flexible term options, again, from 30 days to 60 months. So CDs are very good if you want to save money for the long term and you want it to be guaranteed. You also don't plan on using this money within that time frame because, of course, there are penalties for you taking it out. So, look at the other ones that don't have penalties and you may be able to pick which one is better for you, but you can earn more with 8-month promotion, 4.25% APY on balances of $500 or more. There's also 14-month promotions going on right now, as well as 22 months. You'll notice that with the longer length of time, they're going to be reducing the amount that you get because it's guaranteed. You're going to get it no matter what. There is a little special right here where if you do $100,000 or more, you actually get a little bit more than $50,000, and that's for 22 months. And that's the promotion. And it's a low risk way to save for your retirement. And there's a calculator here that gives you an example. If you were to deposit $100,000 for an 8-month term at 4.25%, after 8 months, your account balance would increase by $2,810. So you would gain $2,810 in 8 months just from leaving $100,000 in this account. Here's the thing. Certificates, again, you cannot take them out. You have to leave them in there. There are high yield savings accounts currently at this time, at the time of recording this video, that will give you more than that. And you can really move the money around with no penalties. So I can't say that I recommend this certificate, but as interest rates go down, this becomes a lot more attractive as that happens. Let's take a look at the Affinity Federal Credit Union personal loans, and then we're going to get into a couple of different options that they have with these particular loans. So Affinity makes it easy for you to borrow at low rates with repayment plans tailored to your needs. And there's a couple of different features that you have here: low fixed rates, flexible terms, no hidden cost, and you can apply online in minutes. We'll get to the data points at the end. I'm sure that you're wondering about all the data points, the hard pulls. I will get to that at the end. But let's just go over all of the loans that are offered currently. There are debt consolidation loans. So if you're looking to consolidate high interest credit cards or unsecured debt, that might be a great option for you. You also have student loans that you can apply for. And I'm not going to go over the student loans. I just want to mention that they are available here. You can look at this whenever you take a look at the credit union to see the terms, the rates, what they're offering. I also do want to mention as well, because I'm not going to go over this in great detail, but there are HELOC loans, there are mortgage loans that you can take a look at. Now, for HELOC, that is a home equity line of credit. It's a 5.99% intro APR for 12 months. And then it's going to change, and they can be as low as 7.625% APR, probably going into the following year. I am going to talk more about HELOC loans. I believe they are a wonderful product. It's just right now, the interest rates are just way too high currently on them. Now, one of the features that I like about the Affinity Federal Credit Union auto loans is that you can get pre-approved. So when you get pre-approved, you'll be ready to buy with rates as low as 5.19% APR. Currently, since I've been looking at auto loans, I just got 2 new cars. I will say these are not the best rates that you can get for an auto loan. However, if you already built some rapport and you have a relationship with Affinity Federal Credit Union, then it might be a good option. The best thing is you always have the option to do a refi with another credit union if a lower rate comes around. So you can look at PenFed, you can look at Navy Federal. There are other options. So once you get a car, you're not locked into it again. You can always do a refi. But at Affinity, they make the auto loan process easy with competitive rates and a variety of loan terms for you to choose from. There are no application fees or prepayment penalties, which is always good. And they'll even give you a 0.25% APR rate discount for setting up automatic payments. So that is another feature that you may want to look into. But there are rates for new cars, used cars, lease buyouts and refinance, motorcycles, and RVs. There's also enterprise car sales. So with enterprise, they'll make your first payment up to $400 and give you Kelly Blue Book trade-in value on your vehicle. So if you're interested in maybe getting a car with enterprise, that might entice you. There's also the Costco Auto program. If you shop pre-owned vehicles easily online from more than 3,000 hand-selected dealerships nationwide, you can get a Costco membership or $50 Costco shop card when you purchase the vehicle through Costco. Now, the reasons to choose Affinity: there is a free 45-day pre-approval that lets you shop with confidence. Most of them give you 30 days. With Affinity, you will get 45 days. You do have competitive rates for up to 96 months, which is, pretty long. I would say that's fairly long terms, not abnormally long, but it is nice to see that. And financing, even if you owe money on your current vehicle. So if you still owe money on your current car, your truck, or SUV after trade-in, they might be able to help you. Normally, what that means is that there's going to be some negative equity on your vehicle. They're going to tack the negative equity onto your new car, and then you'll basically continue paying the remaining balance on that vehicle with your new vehicle. But that does get a little tricky. I don't recommend it if you can help it. But they do seem to give you a little bit of assistance when it comes to that additional balance that you might owe on your vehicle. And that's pretty much it. I would say for the auto loan, it's probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10. It's not fantastic, but if you're already looking at some of their products and you want to keep everything in one place, this may be a viable option for you. All right, let's talk about the Affinity Federal Credit Union credit cards that are offered. I know a lot of you probably came here just for this. This is the 4 cards that are offered by this credit union. The first one is the Cash Rewards Visa. You can earn up to 5% cash back on everyday purchases. I have seen initial starting limits for this card of $15,000, ranging all the way up to $30,000. I would say $25,000 is like the high that you can get without showing W-2s or tax returns. $25,000. Now there's the Pure Rewards Visa. You can earn points for every dollar that you spend. There's the Premium Visa, so you can enjoy low APR on balance transfers and purchases. That's one if you were looking to consolidate some debt as opposed to getting a consolidation loan, you may want to look at this Premium Visa card. Now, if you are someone who is actively working on your credit currently and you want to get into this credit union and start getting those high limits, look at the secured Visa card option. You'll build your credit without paying any high rates or fees. From what I'm seeing, they have the same type of setup as most of these credit unions. After 6 months, they'll consider you for graduation, and then you'll be able to go to one of their premium cards. And from there, you'll be able to get high limits. So even if your credit is bad, that does not prohibit you from being able to grow with this credit union and also get high limit credit cards. So let's go over to the learn more option and we'll get more details about each one of these cards. So let's start with the Visa Cashback Signature Card. You can earn up to 5% cash back every day. Plus, you get $150 cash back when you spend $3,000 within the first 90 days of account opening. So here are the options for you to earn cash back. 5% cash back at Amazon. So you can earn 2% at gas stations, 2% at grocery stores, 2% on Netflix and Spotify, 2% on Uber and Lyft, 2% at restaurants, and 1% cash back on everything else. So there are choice categories that you have, but if you spend a good amount of money at Amazon, this might be worth it for you. So the rewards that you want without fees, you get that $150 cash back, no annual fee. There's no penalty for missed payments. That's something I haven't seen. So Affinity does not apply increases for missed payments. You also can pay with points in order to pay for qualified purchases. There's 10,000 bonus points when you spend 25,000 within the first year of opening your account. And there's no foreign transaction fees for traveling abroad, which is also a really good feature. Now let's move on to the Pure Rewards Visa card next. Now for the Pure Rewards Visa card, 5K points when you make $10,000 in purchases in the first year. So you have a very, very long amount of time for you to do that. There is no annual fee. And then they also have all of these additional rewards, flexible rewards to redeem for cash back, for merchandise, for gift cards, travel, and more. Unlimited points. I like that. They don't expire. There is no expiration date, and you can earn as much as you like. It's dollar per dollar. There's no penalty for missed payments, so they do not give you that penalty once again. You can pay with points for qualified purchases. There's Visa Zero liability, so you're protected if your card is lost or stolen, and 24/7 concierge service. Now let's move on to the Premium Visa card. Now the Premium Visa will be the lowest rates that you can get with Affinity. And these low rates will make it easy if you have any balance transfers or if you have any existing debt. So with the Affinity Premium Visa credit card, whether you're making a big purchase or transferring an existing balance, you get the same low APR, plus you enjoy some added benefits. But these are the same benefits that we just went over, so we don't have to take a look at that again. Now the APR here is not listed, so I couldn't actually tell you exactly what that APR is. More than likely, it's because it's subject to change. But if I had to make a guess, it's going to be somewhere between probably 3% or lower for potentially a promotional period of time if it's not 0% APR. I'm also assuming they don't mention it because they change the promotion depending on the economic climate. So I would just, you'd have to apply for it to know for sure. Or you can call and ask, I assume, to find out what promotion's going on at the time. But that's going to be the best one if you're trying to lower interest payments for debt that you currently have. Last but not least, our secured Visa. So you want to build your credit responsibly. Now, why would you want this card? If you're currently trying to rebuild your credit, this is the way you can get in and you can get $25,000 of credit line. It won't happen initially. You need to build your relationship. If you were going to do so, you can do that by getting the checking account, the savings account. I would get, of course, their premium ones. There's only two. So I would get the second one that requires the $1,000 minimum balance in order for you to earn. And then I would get the general savings account. Then I would get the secured Visa. There is no annual fee. It is a 9.40% low variable APR, and it never goes above 18%. You build your credit without paying high fees. Now, with that being said, from what I've seen from data points, after 6 months, they're looking to graduate you to where you can earn more money with this card. And then I also just want to go over the FAQ about the secure card. So here's a question. Is it hard to get a credit card from a credit union? And it says here, if you belong to a credit union, the staff will typically try to work with you to help you get access to the financial services that you need as a member. So for example, if there's a problem with credit scores, it may be easier to get the credit card you want from a credit union compared to getting a comparable card from a bank or other financial institution. So they're letting you know that they're working with you in order to get the credit card products that you need. I would suggest that you work with them, get the secured card option. Try to use that responsibly for 6 months and then look at graduation options. You can then possibly go to the Cash Rewards Visa. That's the one I would primarily focus on. I believe it has the best reward options for you, and you can get up to $25,000 from data points that I've seen without you having to provide any type of proof of income. But beyond that, if you can provide that proof of income, I've seen limits for $30,000 on this particular credit card. So now let's talk about the business membership with Affinity Federal Credit Union. I want to do a separate video on this because I did apply for the business membership and the personal. So there are 2 ways that you can qualify to become an Affinity business member. Number 1, all of the owners, principals, and authorized signers who will be on the business account, they must be personal members of Affinity, or your business can register free of cost to become a select employee group of Affinity. This also enables you to offer credit union membership to your employees. So if you register your business to become a select employee group of Affinity, You don't have to be a member personally. You don't have to sign up for the personal. I did this and I just did both. That way I can have, some data points, but you don't have to sign up for their personal account in order to do this like some other credit unions. So keep that in mind. All right, let's talk about the business checking and the savings accounts. So there are two business checking accounts that are offered. You have the Business Basic. This is great for small to medium sized businesses and fulfills all of your banking needs. There's a 200 free transaction amount that you can do per month. There's also ACH origination available. You can pay your bills in minutes and remote deposit capture, RDC. Then there's the Business Performance Checking, and this is a business analysis account. You're going to be doing a lot of business transactions. This is optimal for high volume. If you're not doing high volume, just get the regular Business Basic. But it's definitely for large businesses. And they'll probably, if you're doing that, they're probably going to try to offer you a bunch of other products and services. So for me, I probably would stick with the Business Basics for now, just to get started. Now, when it comes to the business savings accounts, it looks like there's only actually one business savings, but there are some options. You have a business certificate, which we went over that, but you can earn 4.25% APY, and there are 6-month promotional certificates. You also can maximize your earnings by putting them in the business savings. That's the one I would probably get. It's no service charges and no minimum balance fees. And then there's the Business Money Manager. You can save for your business with Affinity, and you can earn up to 2.75% APY, early access to your business money, and save for future expenses and purchases. So to get started, I would probably just look at the business savings, that basic checking, and then, stop right there, put some money in there, and then start looking at the credit card option. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the business credit card and loan options with Affinity Federal Credit Union. So this is the Affinity Business First Visa credit card. You can earn rewards for your business. The Affinity Business First Visa credit card offers low rates, no hidden fees, and there's a reward program that lets you earn points for everyday purchases. Plus, you'll enjoy the security and savings additional benefits that they offer. There's no annual fee, 5,000 bonus points, 1 point for every dollar spent. You can earn up to 6x points. You redeem points for rewards, and there's no penalty fees like the late fees. Now, there is the security feature, of course, fraud protection, online shopping. You also have additional savings with the Visa Savings Edge discount. You can enroll that with your Affinity Visa business credit card, and it'll help you save a little bit extra money. And of course, there's peace of mind for travel insurance, auto rental coverage, extended protection, and emergency cash or card replacement, no matter what happens to your card. Now, there's only one credit card that I can see here when it comes to business, and this is something that, again, you need to contact them in order to apply for. And the next thing that we'll be going over is the data points after I take a look at the loans. So the business loan options that are included with Affinity Federal Credit Union would be a commercial mortgage loan. They also have SBA loans and commercial lines of credit. Now, for those, I don't have the data points on them, but for a SBA loan, I've done one with US Bank. I do know that more than likely to qualify for that, they are going to require, if not documentation, they're going to require at least proof of income, and they're going to want to see some bank statements, probably 90 days. For the commercial line of credit, they may not require anything from you as far as tax returns, but once again, they will probably want to see some proof of income for $50,000 or more. That's kind of standard that I'm seeing with all credit unions. So now that we've gone over all of the products that they have, let's go over the data points for this credit union. Now, Affinity Federal Credit Union pulls from check systems in order to qualify you for membership. They also pull your Experian FICO 8 score. Now, for the Experian FICO 8 score, this is on the personal credit card side. I believe it's the same for the business, but again, I'll be able to confirm that later on. I'm going to probably make the video whether I get approved or not, just because I want to have the data points out there. But for now, unless there's a new video that I make and I tell you that, I would go with Experian as the place that pulls the credit score. Credit line increases will be every 6 months. There will be a hard pull if you submit a credit line increase. It's not a soft pull, but every 6 months, you can request a credit line increase. They are very proactive with giving you credit line increases automatically. So if you don't want the hard pull, don't request it. If you request it, it will be a hard pull, but you can do it every 6 months. If you don't request it and it's automatic, it will not be a hard pull on you. So if you wanted a soft pull, there's your option. There is no documentation that's required for their credit card products or the business credit card products. There's no geo restriction. You don't have to live in New Jersey in order to get access to this credit union and their products. You just have to do the membership options that we showed, and you'll be able to join. Now, they are conservative on loan products. I think you're going to see that with most banks right now and credit unions. They basically do exactly what you expect from smaller credit unions. If you have credit seeking behavior, they're likely to deny you. It depends on how many new credit card accounts that you have and inquiries in the last 12 to 24 months. When you apply, I recommend having less than 2 hard inquiries, a credit score of at least 680 plus in order to get some of their credit card options with the higher limits. Now, $1,000 limit to fund your account with a debit or credit card. Again, if you want to fund this account with a credit card, you can do it up to $1,000, and it's not a cash advance. If you want to just be able to do that and make that liquid, you can do that in order to get your account started with $1,000. And it's the same UI as DCU. It's similar pre-approval offers in which your account, after a certain amount of time, you will get pre-approved for most of their credit cards. There are some rough stats for starting limits, but what I can say is about 70% saw limits under 15,000. So depending on your credit score, depending on your credit profile, you could probably expect 15,000 or below for a majority of the people applying. 20% or so saw approximately 20,000 to 25,000 as their starting limit to begin with this credit union, and 10% saw near the 30K area. And these were all initial credit limits. When you open the account, that's what it started with. And this was for the cash rewards card. My recommendation, if you have a 680 Experian FICO score, you should apply for the credit card right away. If you do and you have a credit limit under 15,000, you can request a credit line increase every 6 months. But like a lot of institutions, they base your credit line on what you currently have. So if you have other credit cards that are around $10,000 to $15,000, I would say go ahead and pull that trigger because you'll probably get anywhere within that range. If you have $5,000 credit cards, expect 5,000. So just know that it's more than likely going to be based off of what you currently have. And if you have low limits, you may start off with a low limit, but every 6 months you can go ahead and request credit line increases. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed this content and information on this credit union, please drop a comment below. Drop comments with your data points. Look, if you are a member of this credit union, if you've applied for auto loans, personal loans, credit card options, drop the data points, drop, how much you were approved for initially, how long did it take for credit line increases. All that information helps. I like to make each video a hub, a resource, a place for people to come talk and share information. So I would love it so much if you did that. Please like this video and subscribe. That lets YouTube know that this is good content and you're enjoying it. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you again, and you guys have a wonderful day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about FairWinds Credit Union. And this is going to be a credit union that is based out of Florida. However, you can join no matter where you live. So I did get some feedback from the last one with Apple Federal. So I wanted to make sure that I did another credit union that I could ensure anyone could join. And they also have some really cool pre-approval options. I also was pre-approved for a credit card of $10,000. The only thing I had to do was unfreeze my Equifax credit report. They ask you to unfreeze all three, but you can just unfreeze Equifax and then they will be able to pre-qualify you, and you would only have to just get that one hard pull. And I was pre-qualified for up to $10,000. And I'll also do a highlight on their business credit card options as well. So the first thing you'll want to do is go to fairwinds.org. You can then go to personal. They do have the personal accounts here, and they'll let you know about all of the deposit products. So you can start by going to see more if you want more information about the checking account, but you can also just go to open an account. Now you can go to open a personal. You will see the option to open a business account here. The reason why I'm not talking about that right now is because you do have to have a foreign entity in order to join, because there is a geographic location restriction. So you do have to be in Florida in order to open a business account. But really, all you need is a certificate of authority. A certificate of authority shows that you are authorized to do business in a state other than your original formation state. And it's required in most states if you're going to operate in a different state other than the one that you are currently in. Now, if you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments. I can show you how to do that. But right now, I'm going to bypass this. I'm not going to even talk about the account. I'll look at the credit cards at the end. But right now, we're just going to be looking at the personal. So you can click on open a personal account. So the first thing you'll see is let's get started. You can click on new member, and then you're going to have to choose which account you would like: the freedom spending, the preferred checking, the signature, or the UCF student checking. Now, you do have to do the preferred. If you would like, then you can do that and select a card. They have a couple of cool options here, but I'm just going to go to I don't want a card. I would suggest doing the preferred. You are required to do a minimum deposit when you set up this account. So when we get to the end, I'll show you both. But to get started, select the preferred checking, and then you can scroll down and we could take a look at the savings. Now, there's the freedom savings, but the one that I would suggest that you select is the preferred. You can do either or. With the freedom, you have unlimited deposits and flexible overdraft. With the preferred, you can earn more and save with this high interest savings account. So you can earn a little bit of money for your savings. I always prefer that. And then you would see all the options here. So for membership share, a required deposit of $5 is going to be needed when you go to set up this account. And then you will also have the $10 minimum for the preferred savings. And during the checkout, you can pay using your debit card, your bank account, or you can also use PayPal. Now, there will be a total of $40, but let's go to the application and then I'll get to the end and then show you all of that. So to start the application, you're going to enter your first name, your last name, your phone number, and your email. Now, because I've done this, I'm going to jump all the way to the end and you guys can go through and fill out the information. Very standard, very straightforward. They're just going to ask you for your driver's license, your social, your date of birth, all that basic information that you would put on any other application. So I'm going to jump to the end and then I'll show you exactly what the total is and how that breaks down. Now, as you can see here, we're 67% complete to funding your new account. Again, it asked all the basic questions that you would see on any application, and then you can fund with your bank. You can log in if you would like to do that, fund with your debit card or fund with your PayPal. So it's going to be $10 for the preferred savings. It's going to be $25 for the checking, and then you have a membership share fee. That's $5. So a $5 fee is really what gets you your membership here. So you guys really don't have to worry too much about, things to join like Navy Federal access codes, anything like that, or being limited to where you live for this particular credit union. The only thing that you're going to be paying is $5 for the membership share fee, and then you're going to do the $10 and then the $25 into your checking and your savings. Once you're done, you can click next, and then you'll be able to open up your account. So there are two credit card options here. I was pre-qualified for both up to $10,000. And then we're just going to talk about some of the offers. So the welcome offer, you can earn 60,000 bonus points when you spend $5,000 in the first 3 months from opening. That's a $900 travel value. And that's for the Visa signature. You earn 5x points on theme parks, travel, dining, 2x, and you can look at that. The APR is very low, 18%, and there's a $95 annual fee. There's no foreign transaction fees. It has Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and Google Pay. Now, with the preferred cashback Visa, the reason why this one is probably going to be more preferred, there's a special introductory offer of 0% APR, and that's going to be on purchases and balance transfers for the first 12 months. That's after account opening. And then after that, you'll get a variable of 15.49% or 15.49 to 18%. You also get 1.5% unlimited cash back on all of your purchases. There is no annual fee on this card, no balance transfer fees, which is pretty good, no foreign transaction fees, and it does have Apple Pay, Samsung Pay, and Google Pay. And this is just giving you a calculator should I transfer my current balances, and it's going to let you know what the rates are if that was applicable to you. But most importantly, you can get pre-qualified for these credit cards. So let's go to apply now. When you get to this screen, you're going to click on let's get started. Now, when you get to that let's get started screen, because I already went through and pre-filled out all the information, it's going to ask you to put all of your basic information. If you already opened the checking account first, then it's going to already have that information pre-filled. So my name, everything was already there. The only thing that I had to do was click this is me after it asked for my phone number, and that was it. I had to unfreeze my Equifax report. When you're doing the application or the pre-qualification, it lets you know it will not be a hard inquiry, okay? It will not be hard. It will be a soft inquiry, and you only have to unlock your Equifax. It's going to prompt you to unlock all three. Just do Equifax, make sure TransUnion and Experian are both locked, okay? And once you do that, it will pre-qualify you and let you know which cards that you can actually get. So they also have loan offers that they can pre-qualify me for. So they have personal loans up to $5,000, and it lets me know it would be a 13% APR. And then it also has auto loans up to $25,000, lets me know that it's going to be a 6.15% APR, and then limit increase on current FairWinds cards. I can also see that too. Now let's go to the credit cards for 1 second. I'm pre-qualified for 2 credit cards. So let's see what this actually means. So it says the chance of approval shown is determined based on the information you provided, the data gathered from your soft pull credit file, and on whether you meet FairWinds Credit Union's underwriting criteria for this product. For example, you may not be approved because you don't meet the ability to pay standard. After FairWinds Credit Union verifies your income and employment, you may be asked to provide more information during the verification process. Knowing your chance of approval may help you narrow down your choice. Now, with that being said, there's a point where you filled out this information. They asked you for your housing expense. They also asked you for your income. Now, if your housing expense is very, very high in comparison to your income, that is a debt to income ratio factor. If you did that and it doesn't seem like you would be able to maybe pay back anything on this card, you can potentially get denied. If that were to happen, I recommend that you call them. You can speak with underwriting to see if you can get that fixed or overturned. Now, again, this is a pre-qualification. It's not a hard inquiry. If anything does happen, and let's say you didn't get the card, I recommend you watch my video on how to remove hard inquiries and remove the hard inquiry. With that being said, if you were to go ahead and complete the application, you know with full certainty that if you did not get approved for whatever reason, that you would be okay and you can remove that hard inquiry. No harm, no foul, okay? Now, this is really the main thing. It shows high chances of approval at rates shown below. So FairWinds preferred cashback Visa credit card. Everyday purchases have never been so rewarding. And then I can also qualify for the FairWinds Visa signature card. Now, the one thing I want to go back and point out to you, let's just go back for 1 second. As you can see here, it lets me know that I can get credit cards up to $10,000. Now, from what I looked at, I don't believe this is the maximum credit card limit that you can get approved for. I believe it could actually be more. However, right now it's saying up to $10,000. There's not many data points about this particular credit union. If or when you get approved, you'll have to just take that into consideration. That again, from other data points, I saw higher limits than $10,000. But right now, I'm only seeing up to $10,000 on the pre-qualification. So again, it just depends. But just so that we are, clear on that, let's just say that it's going to be $10,000 max that you're going to get for this card. Again, I read data points up to 50,000, but $10,000 is what it's showing that I can get pre-qualified for. Now I'm going to click on it as if I were to apply, but I'm not actually going to apply for the card because I already have way too many cards. I am not trying to apply for this one. So let's just go as far as we can, and that way you can get all the information that you need to apply comfortably. So this is the screen before I complete the application. It lets me know that I can start a balance transfer if I wanted to. If I wanted to move some credit card debt from my credit cards over to this one, then I could. The personal limit lets me know, again, up to $10,000. APR is going to be 18%. Balance transfer fee is going to be 0. And then there's travel and accident insurance. There's also 0% APR for 12 months. And then all I have to do is check my disclosure here. Then I would be able to complete the application. But again, I'm not personally looking for any type of personal credit cards right now. I just got the Chase Business, not the cash. I already had that one, but the ink, like the darker bluer one. I'm going to make a video on that coming up shortly. But for today, this is just all that we're looking at. And I'm not going to, again, complete that application. I wish it was a business credit card, then I can show you. But right now, I'm just going to leave it at that. So if you got this same screen and you got the pre-qualification and you submit it, please drop a comment below. Let us know the outcome and the limit that you were approved for. And, you know, if you didn't get the pre-qualification, let us know too. That way we know that this isn't just something that everyone is getting generally, that you do have to pre-qualify in order to do it. And if you were able to do this by just unfreezing just Equifax by itself, because again, I'm stopping right here, so I won't know any further than what we're seeing at this point. And then just to make sure, I wanted to pull up the FairWinds Visa signature. So right here, I can see that there's personal limit up to $10,000, APR 18%, balance transfer is 0, and you can earn 60,000 points when you spend 5,000. So pretty much saying the exact same information. Once again, I'm not going to proceed because I don't want this personal card. I already have enough personal cards. I don't want to shorten my average age on my account. I would rather just save it because, you know, I'm looking at doing things with real estate. So I'm trying to get my age up. So I'm only getting business credit cards at the moment. So we're going to get off of this and we're going to take a look at their business credit card application. So now we're back on the home screen. Let's go to business. And they have checking, savings accounts. Let's go to the credit cards here. And then this is the business cash Visa. So I'm going to go to the apply now. There's the cash, there's the rewards. And let's see, annual fee, 0% APR on both. So I like that. And then you earned, so with this one, you earn 150,000 additional rewards when you spend $50,000. And on this one, you receive $1,500 in additional cash back when you do $50,000 in the first 180 days. And you receive that $500 cash bonus when you do $5,000. So each one of these seem like they're pretty much going to be the exact same. None of them are giving me the indication that one is better than the other. There's no annual fees. It's just whether you want points or you want cash back. Let's go to apply now. All right, so I'm going to go to select loan type, credit card. Okay, so on the application, I just entered my information as being the primary owner of my business. It's asking me to request a credit limit. I'm just going to say 25,000. And then I'm going to click continue. So on the previous screen, it asked me for all my business information, business address, EIN number, all that good stuff. I'm actually going to see if it lets me complete the application, and we're just going to do this live and then just see what happens. Now, to set up a business account, you do need to do the certificate of authority. And that's what I tried first. I did not just try to apply for the credit card like I'm doing right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply, guys, and we'll just see what happens in real time. All right. So I entered in all my personal information. Now it's just showing beneficial ownership, and let's continue. All right. Now, after filling out all the information, we're at the review and submission part. So I'm going to just submit this. And again, we're just going to see what happens. And the request is processing right now. Just waiting to see what happens. All right. And it says, thank you for choosing FairWinds. We have received your business credit card application. A loan officer will contact you soon to complete your request. And this is your application number. So, hey, if you guys want to see part 2 of what happens when I get contacted by the loan officer, then we'll go ahead and we'll do that and we'll see what's going on. So Other than that, I think that's going to be everything for the video. Hopefully you guys can take a look, do this same thing. If I do get approved for the business credit card with the limit that I asked for, I will definitely follow up and let you guys know. But for the personal credit card, you can definitely get pre-qualified for up to $10,000. We're going to see if the business card gets approved for $25,000. Again, it was random. And I'll check if I got a hard inquiry or anything like that. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and you have a wonderful day. Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about all things financial literacy. And today we're going to be talking about Apple Federal Credit Union. This is one of the best regional credit unions that you can be a part of. We're going to be talking about the $50,000 card that you can get even if you have bad credit. There is a way that you can get this card. We'll also be talking about some of the other products that they have on the commercial side as far as business credit cards. And then we'll be talking about exactly how to join this credit union and become a member. So let's get started. So first, I want to give some history on this credit union. They've been around since 1956, and Apple has been a not-for-profit. So it's a non-profit member-owned financial cooperative, and everyone at Apple Federal Credit Union, they own a share of the credit union. You actually get this share by opening up a savings account, which you'll automatically be prompted to open whenever you set up the account. And it is because of this dynamic that all earnings are returned in the form of lower rates and higher dividend yields. So that's one of the huge benefits of being a member of this credit union. They have very, very low rates, and you'll see that you actually earn really good dividends on a lot of their products. Now, if you're thinking of joining this credit union, there is 3 different ways that you can do this. I will make mention that there was 4 ways, and I think that was less than 2 months ago. There were 4 ways that you can join. So right now, I've tried to join myself. If you are not in the location or the regional area of this credit union, you cannot join. Now, if anyone has information on how they were able to do it, I would love to hear that. No matter how much research I did, and I attempted to join this credit union a few different times, I was not able to join. So I'm going to tell you the 3 ways to qualify for membership. Location. So it's not just for teachers anymore. You can join if you're in Fairfax County, the city of Fairfax, if you're in Prince William County, if you're in the city of Manassas, the city of Manassas Park, Frederick County, Virginia, or the city of Winchester. The second way that you can join is school, facility, staff, students, and immediate family. All the listed options here, you can use them to join. So there's a few public schools that are within those cities and counties. You can also join if you are a facility member, a staff, a student, an alumni of George Mason University, Northern Virginia Community College, or any of the other universities listed. So there's a few different options for you to join here if you can do that in the school. And then there's the relationship. Now, if you are immediate family of an existing member, such as a spouse, a parent, a child, a sibling, step-parent, stepchild, step-siblings, grandparents, grandchildren, and adoptive relatives, you can join this credit union. Household, if you're living with a member, such as a roommate, a domestic partner, and legal guardianship, you can join this credit union. Now, there used to be a 4th option for you to join this credit union. However, that option has since been taken away. I believe it changed in the last 60 days or so. I've tried to join this credit union a few different times. I was not successful in doing so. So if you have found a way to join this credit union other than these 3, please let me know. And I would be more than happy to see if I can join that way. And then I'll demonstrate that so that others can join as well. But right now, this is a regional credit union, and the only way for you to join is one of these 3 ways. Now, let's compare the checking accounts. So checking account comparison. No 2 Apple checking accounts are exactly alike. Each account comes with its own unique bundle of conveniences and services sure to benefit any lifestyle, and you can choose your best match today. So there are a few different options here. Let's first check the free A+, the Advantage, and the Extra Student. All right, so for these 3, for one of them, you can earn dividends. That's going to be with the Advantage. You also get free anywhere ATMs, absolutely no fees. You can get 1 free box per calendar year of free Apple logo checks. And for the account qualifications, you need direct deposit of $500 per month or have an open summer pay account or $20,000 in combined savings and loan balances, including your mortgage. If you don't have one of these account qualifications, it will be $10 for you to have this account. And there are some fees and terms that you can check here. Now, if you just want a completely free account, there's the free A+. That one will not earn any dividends. You will be subject to some fees for non-Apple ATM transactions, and the account qualifications are none. You do not have any balance that you need to maintain. There are no monthly fees. And again, that account is completely free for you to maintain. There's also the student extra account. Now with this account, you get 2 free per calendar month non-Apple ATM transactions. You don't get any free Apple logo checks. And for the account qualifications, there is no minimum balance that needs to be maintained, but you must be a student between the age of 12 and 23 years old. Again, no monthly service fee. Now, if I were to suggest an account for you to actually qualify to get credit cards, I would choose the Advantage. Why? It requires direct deposit. When you're trying to build a relationship, one of the best ways to do that with the credit union is to set up direct deposit and maintain a balance. So at bare minimum, I suggest that you set up a direct deposit of $500 per month, maintain that for at least 3 months up to 6 months, and then combine that with the savings account, which is a requirement. When you set up the account, you'll actually see that as you go through the sign up process. I did it a few times while trying to sign up for this credit union. Combine both of those two with $500 monthly deposits, and that should help you get qualified for their credit cards if you are building or rebuilding your credit. Now, the last account is the investor's account. You do earn some dividends with this account. You also get free anywhere ATM, absolutely no fee transactions. You also get 1 box per calendar year free Apple logo checks. Now, for this account, you must maintain investment balances of $25,000 or more with Apple Financial Services. That's mutual funds and things of that nature. So if you were looking to invest, then I would recommend this account for you. Other than that, the main one I suggest that you focus on is the Advantage checking. Now, for the savings accounts, I'm only going to talk about the regular savings. This is the one that's required for you to actually join this credit union. You need to do a $5 minimum deposit, and that's going to have a 0.10% dividend yield. Now, this savings account represents your ownership in Apple Federal Credit Union. With that initial $5 deposit, you'll unlock the door for a full line of exceptional services. So again, this is your stake in Apple Federal Credit Union, so you will need to have this in order to join the credit union. When you go through the setup process, it will automatically prompt you to add this. Let's take a look at the Apple credit cards. So cards for everyday lifestyle. We offer a variety of benefits, including points, cash back at low rates. Now, let's look at some of the features that they offer. No annual fees, no balance transfer fees. That is one of the best things about this credit union. Most of the time, there's a 2 to 3% fee when you do a balance transfer, but there's no fee for this particular credit union. The rates are below 18% APR, which is the usual standard currently at this time. You also get tap and contactless purchase, Visa shopping discounts, and digital card management. Now, let's start with the one that we've all been waiting for, the signature rewards. This is the one that goes up to $50,000. You can earn 3x points on gas, 2x points on groceries. You also can do complimentary 24-hour Visa signature concierge service and redeem points for cash, gift cards, travel, and more. The APR is 14.74%, very, very low. You also can pre-qualify with no score impact. Now, for this particular credit union, they pull your TransUnion FICO 9 score. And there were people who maintained a very low credit score but successfully built a relationship that were able to qualify for this card. If you know that you're rebuilding credit, open up the Advantage checking account. You're going to have to open up the savings, maintain a direct deposit of $500. I would suggest also doing a deposit of $500 into the savings account. Do this for 90 days and then try to pre-qualify for this card. If you can Also work on your TransUnion credit score. On this channel, we have many videos showing you how to fix your credit, rebuild or build credit if you don't have any. I suggest doing that and do as much as you possibly can in at least 90 days. Now, if you want to wait 6 months, that would be even better. But if you're in a rush, at least 90 days, you need to do this. Then pre-qualify. If you do not pre-qualify for the signature visa, I suggest going to the My Rewards card. 3x points on gas, 2x points on groceries, 1 point on everything else, with credit lines up to $5,000. It is a 14.74% APR. You can pre-qualify with no impact to your credit score. Now, if you want to see if you can get a higher limit, check out the Platinum. The Platinum has low variable rates with credit lines up to $35,000. The APR on this one is only 13.24%. You can pre-qualify with no impact to your score. If you don't care about points and rewards, then this might be the card for you. It doesn't have any of those features, but you do get a nice decent credit line of $35,000. Educator card is very similar to the Platinum with one really cool feature. Same APR. It can go up to $35,000 for the credit line as well, but you have no payments during summer months. Now, if you are a teacher, an educator, you probably will find this very beneficial. If you are not required to make a payment during the summer months, any of us can take advantage of that. So if that's something that you would like to take advantage of, I suggest that. There are really no bonuses, rewards, or any offers with any of these cards. The only thing you're really getting is potentially high limits and low APR. Now, if you are a student and you are in the process of starting to build your credit, this may be for you. It's for members that are age 18 to 25 with credit limits up to $1,500. And one of the really cool things, a fixed rate. 9.90%. You probably will not see fixed rates very often. So to have a fixed rate with that low APR is good. A very low limit, but if you are a student, that's a good one to start with. And you can pre-qualify once again with no impact to your credit score. Now, for those of us who are rebuilding credit, here is another strategy I would suggest for you. Open up the Advantage checking account. You have to open up the savings account to become a member, make the deposit of $5, set up direct deposit of at least $500 and deposit $500 into the checking, $500 into the savings every single month. Do this for at least 90 days, but I recommend doing it for 6 months. You can also get a secured card when you first open up your account. You can do $250 for the deposit, up to $5,000. You put that in your savings, then that will become your credit line. This one will have an APR as low as 18%, but this will get your foot in the door. If you have bad credit, this is my recommendation. This is a similar strategy that we've used for PenFed, a similar strategy for Navy Federal. Make those direct deposits, open up this account, and then treat it well for 6 months. When this card graduates, you can then look at doing a product switch into the signature rewards or doing a credit limit increase first and then looking to switch. You can work your way up to getting that $50,000 credit line. Okay. It's a lot easier to do it with Apple Federal Credit Union than it is with Navy Federal, and Navy Federal is also fairly easy. So I would suggest that you go this route in getting the credit builder if you don't pre-qualify and you just want to do something a little bit extra to build a relationship and to show that you're willing to put up a little bit of money, a little bit of your resources in order to get a lot back from them and their resources. Sometimes you do have to just make sure that you're willing to put up a little bit of money to show them that you are actually serious about committing to them as your financial institution, which is the reason why you need to make those deposits and you want to open the Advantage checking account. Before we move on, I do want to talk about those high balance transfers that you can do. It says don't have an Apple Visa, request a transfer during the application process. So when you do the application, you can request a transfer with this credit union. You can do balance transfers as low as 0% APR. So that is a really cool thing. If you are looking to do a balance transfer and you want to do one for 0% APR, that might help you with paying off some of your credit card debt. That is a really cool option. I suggest that you look at that if that is feasible for you. For those of us that have a business, Apple Federal Credit Union does offer some commercial loans. Now, while there are a few different options here, like equipment financing, working capital, real estate loans, SBA 504 loans, I just want to focus on the credit card right now. So you can get credit lines up to $50,000 with no annual fee. Low variable APR rates. You can get credit lines up to $50,000 with no annual fee and low variable APR rates. Now, this is where I would say it becomes very competitive as far as Navy Federal. If you have a business credit card like I do with Navy Federal, it goes up to $25,000. The APR is decent, but you can get a credit line up to $50,000. That doubles the amount of credit line that you can get with Navy Federal on the business side. Take that into consideration. That's where I would definitely say this one is very competitive. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Again, since I wasn't able to join this credit union, like I said before, it did change in the last 60 days. However, I'm going to keep a lookout because again, this changed recently. If any of you know a way to become a member, please drop that in the comments. I would again be more than happy to demonstrate that for you. And in the future, if anything changes, I will update this video and let you know how I was able to join the credit union and how you can join too. But again, it recently changed. The qualifications changed. They're no longer accepting that fourth option that was available a little while ago, but I will keep you updated. And if I'm able to join, you'll be able to join as well. I will definitely let you know. If you are currently a member of this credit union, please drop comments with data points or any information that you have or information that you're willing to share. That way we can be a resource for anybody else who it maybe can join currently, who's in the area, the region for this credit union. So please drop that information in the comments so that everyone else can get that information as well. And thank you so much for watching this video. You guys have a wonderful day.